Sorry, I'm super wicked late. Trying to let my hair air dry. You know what I mean? There's one time a year that men shed in the spring. We shed our hair. We shed it. And it's better if you let that man shed hair air dry. Oh, is there a way to capitalize on that? Could I sell a moment in the sun to let your hair air dry? Maybe that's what I could start doing. But don't worry, it's almost dry. Almost dry. How's everybody doing? All right, some mods up in the chat. What's going on? Frankenberry Sardion. No, Kurt. No. I see you, Jake Sully. Dude, come on, man. Don't you have sleeping to do? Aren't you nocturnal? Frankenberry Sardion, what's going on? How are you guys? Listen, mods, do me a favor. Don't mute anybody. Don't mute anybody today. Don't mute anybody unless they use a slur. Unless they use a slur. Other than that, don't mute anybody. Don't mute anybody, okay? No muting people today unless they use a slur. What's up, little Scorpion Queen? America's mayor in critical condition. Trump apparently got taken to a Florida hospital. No, Trump got taken to a Florida hospital. Cat, move! You're sitting on the mouse. God damn it! God damn it! God damn it! Cat, I love you, but my time. This is called me time, animals. I didn't hear that. Trump. By the way, what's up, Jess? Nice to see you. No other cat. No! You guys leave me alone. Trump taken to hospital. Trump health update. Medical expert raised question about dental visit. No. Rudy Giuliani hospitalized in Florida. He was down in Florida. I swear he was staying at the Four Seasons in Staten Island. Where was that one? We're going to play some of Giuliani's greatest hits. I'm just kidding. We're not going to play greatest hits, but I'm going to show you that Rudy Giuliani. What's up, smoknblondie? Good to see you. Love the hair. It's going to go away in a minute. I'm just letting my hair air dry. Okay? I wish we were in an economy where it was a haircut you could afford to go get a haircut economy. But I gotta, every spring men shed their outer layer of hair. We shed our undercoat for getting ready for the summer. So I wanted to let it air dry. I didn't want it damp under a hat. Good to see you, Blondie. Yeah, so Jess, we are going to go over some of what's his name? What's his name again? Rudia Giuliani. We're gonna go over some of his. I don't know what they went by. All respect to this drag queen. Gonna go through some of the pictures that Rudy Giuliani graced us with over the years, and I'll play this video for you. Everybody remembers the Four Seasons Total Landscaping. Proud moment. New York's mayor. The mayor of America. He said, I'll see you at the Four Seasons. And they said, the hotel or the landscaping business? And he said, the landscaping business. He's known Donald Trump for a long time. Donald's known him back pre-transition, I'm guessing. I don't remember this, but that is Rudy Giuliani. Should have went on RuPaul's Drag Race. I don't really watch that show, but I'm guessing by the looks of this Staten Island grandma, he would have done well. Wow, he's hideous. Well, he's hideous when he's in his Count Vampirial. When he's in his Vlad the he's not Vlad the Impaler there. What would he be? I don't know. Vlad Giuliani. But I kind of like this Giuliani. If I had to choose between this Giuliani and this Giuliani, I'm going with this one, man. He looks like an old Staten Island grandma getting ready to go out and buy you a pack of butts and some fucking 40s, you know? This one I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this Giuliani. This one would have lost RuPaul's Drag Race. This one would have won though. That's why Trump sexually harassed that one. And that's a real this is a real video. I have the video. You don't believe me? I'll play the video right now.
You know, you're really beautiful. A woman that looks like that has to have her own special set. Oh, thank you. Maybe because how much you do this thing. I like that. Maybe the best of all.
He sprays his bosoms, his fake, his Christy Nolan husband bosoms. Nope, he's a pervert.
I didn't try.
Can't say I didn't try. He said, "Oh man, yo, he's got Christy Gnome husband knockers in this video. Oh my goodness." Yeah, so who would have thought back in what fucking year did this come out? I don't know what year. This must have been, I'm guessing this is mid 90s. Who would have thought these two sexual harassing drag queen Muppets would have been running the country only a few years later. It's amazing we have the internet. People can look this shit up and they're like, yeah, man, no more drag story hour. It's like, really? This is the party that you're fucking voting for that? Good God, man. Grifts are ripe everywhere. All right. Before whatever. This is once I listen, does anybody where are the kills from? So thoughts and prayers out to Giuliani. You know what that means, folks. You know what America does when they don't give a shit about something? They send thoughts and prayers because they're a bunch of hollow dickweeds. I love the fucking kills. Where are they from? Where are you from? English. I knew you were English. Are they still alive? Yes, present. Okay, excellent. Excellent. I don't want to know their career. I want to know their personal lives. Like, what do they do? I gotta look into that later. But I found an awesome cut. If you don't listen to the kills, just go listen to Future Start Slow. This is the song for right now. And because YouTube won't let me play any fucking music on this goddamn channel, or they just red star me, which does not mean you're a very good YouTuber. It means they're fucking they're coming for you, man. I find cool covers, and this one's by the What's up? Kiss my pensick. How's everybody doing? Concepts of thoughts and prayers. We could just say thoughts and prayers. That traditionally in America, when you say thoughts and prayers, that's you letting people know I don't give a fuck. I'm spending no time on this, and oh well. That is what thoughts and prayers over the last 3.5 decades, at least 2.5 decades, at least 2.5 decades. I don't know when Twitter came about. Whenever Twitter was created. Did no. Don't worry about spamming. Don't worry about spamming. Sargon, thank you. Don't worry about spamming. Only mute people if they say a slur. Mods, please. Let everybody else chat. If I catch them spamming, I'll tell somebody to kick them out. What's up, President Raygun? Get a keyboard, Rob. Akai MPK Mini. Make your own noise. How much is the MPK Mini? I have some stuff. I just don't have the time. Listen, I got a saxophone right over there. You don't think I'd be fucking loving to play along with some War Pigs, man? I want to play a saxophone on BUNKBED Coffin's War Pigs. You know what? I'm going to make it a point. Thank you, President Reagan. You know what? Where did I put my saxophone? That's not even the sax I play. I bought a secondhand tenor sax like 15 years ago because that was the only one somebody would offer me for a good price. But I need a fucking baritone sax. If anybody knows used baritone sax anywhere, please fucking let me know because I want to get my hands on a baritone. I never played the fucking tenor. I can play alto, I can play baritone. Tenor is not my shit. I want a baritone. Give me a baritone, but I couldn't. They're not in this economy. I'm cutting my own hair in this economy. Um, but you know what? Maybe I'll take some time today to learn War Pigs. And has anybody seen Bunkbed Coffin? I haven't heard or seen from Bunkbed Coffin. No new music. I'm very worried about him. Bunkbed, please let us know you're okay, man. Because his rendition of War Pigs is awesome. And if you haven't heard Cake, do you remember the 90s band Cake? They're amazing. Cake does an amazing rendition of War Pigs. And they play a half trumpet at the end. And I was like, yeah, War Pigs goes well with trumpet. Um, but yeah, man, it's the time, you know. It's time. The capitalists want all our time, but ironically want AI to fucking do it and want to get rid of us. Like, make up your mind, capitalists. Anyways, here's some more War Pigs. I can't stop playing the song every single day, all the time, because this is what we're living in. Thoughts and prayers, Rudy. Thoughts and prayers, Rudy. Oh, Lord, now. Great song by Bunkbed Coffin. Okay, I was talking about the Kills and Future Starts Slow. This is the Black Mariah Theater, 285 subscribers, and listen to this rendition of this fucking song. This is so good. And we're starting off the show like this. Skyjack Morgan's here. Every time I see your name, Skyjack Morgan, I think Shubal Morgan. If you haven't seen what's it called? If you haven't seen fuck is it called, man? Good Lord Bird. About my cousin John Brown, Ethan Hawke, and his daughter. Excellent actors and actresses, love them. If you haven't seen that song, that show, watch it. First episode, he's like, "What's your name again?" He says, "Shubal Morgan." And every time I see Skyjack Morgan, I think Shubal Morgan. I just want to share that with you. Here's the Kills by the Black Mariah Theater. These girls are so good. Oh, we'll talk since Skyjack's here. We'll talk about his show with Smoking Blondie. It's really good. You know why I love this song? Because this song reminds me of right fucking now. The future starts slow. Socialism is coming. When we can sweep flailing like a broken spell. But I could give you up if I could give you up. I want to. Here comes the mummies. I'll check it out. Oh, I keep my soul and have my goal. But I never give you up. I never get back up. So slow. We'll play that game, Jess. What? In excess? In excess, amazing. Oh, Skyjack. Skyjack. I forgot you play guitar. All right, you play War Pigs on guitar. I get a baritone sax. I'll play the bass and some horn section on it. Aren't these ladies so good? So good. 5 years ago. I hope they're still making music. So good. Is my hair almost dry? Almost. Okay. My hair's almost dry. And then we'll get the show started. This is how you comb it if you don't have a comb. Oh, I should have done it. Let's get ready with me, guys. Hi, let's get ready with me. Capitalism sucks. It's a triple earner economy. Each person in your house has to have 3 jobs. And I'm going to prove to you today with audio. Okay, we're almost dry, folks. Amazing. Black Mariah Theater, fucking awesome. I love you ladies. If you come around and I have extra money, I'll go see you. That's probably not gonna happen though. I ain't got money or time. But once that's all we're praying for, some money and time to get our lives back, right? Right, folks? Okay. Uh what's going on in the news? Do we even want to talk news today? Do we? Oh, what's up? Overthrow the oligarchy. Lilo Riwina. I never know how to pronounce your name. Please spell it phonetically in the chat. I'll be the fan, Sardyon. I'm going to see Cake in the Adirondacks on my birthday. Eggy Rose, are you serious? Oh my God. Oh my God. Make sure at the end. So Cake will do their encore as they'll do War Pigs as their encore. So scream War Pigs once they finish. I wish I could play it for you. I really do. Okay, is my hair almost dry? I'm sick of having wet hair. Okay, I think it's almost dry. I can put it away. Um, what's up, Nurse Rod? That's so odd. I'm so jealous of you, Eggy Rose, getting to go see Cake. What is GRWM? Get ready with me. Oh, is that a get ready with me? Oh, that's what it is. Get ready with me to overthrow the oligarchy. There we go. President Reagan, you could be the lead singer. Can you sing War Pigs? It's a tough song to get, but uh what's up? Oh my God, I don't care for real. Hey Rob, hope you had a nice weekend. Yep, worked all weekend. There aren't weekends don't exist anymore. That's a thing of the past. Weekends are non-existent. Get ready with me while I explain to you that America, you don't have a fucking day off anymore, okay? And it's only going to get worse. This is the fucking horrific thing that I know this shit. I've been saying this shit since day one. I don't need some smart person to break it down to be like, you don't understand. The fact that we're on our last reserves of oil and that these shipping tankers that are stuck in the Gulf and they can't, or the Gulf of America, I don't know where they're stuck. They're going around that penis shaped Florida. That's why Donald Trump lives down there. And they're talking about like, oh, the fertilizer has killed the farmers. It's like, no, man, I don't need you to. I'm not a fucking goldfish. I understand that stuff. There's a ripple effect. Things take time. I understand that, like, we're not even experiencing the pain we're about to experience yet. And this whole time, Donald Trump's out golfing. Gulf of the Grift. That's a good one. I like that. The Grift Gulf. The War of Hormuz. Hold on. Where is my photo of Donald Trump golfing? This motherfucker. Did you see this shit? Yo, he had a bunch of teen girls come out and dance in front of him. I'm like, not the look. Not the look, man. Thoughts and prayers to that motherfucker, too. Oh, we got to get into this. Did you see this? Another trafficker. Birds of a feather. I wish I could play William Eilish's Birds of a Feather. Yep, this dude. I got the audio. I got the cop audio of that. I hate this fucking dude too. It's like, bro, just go do your stand up on the weekends. Just, stop trying to crack wise and just go do your. Did I not take a picture of Donald Trump golfing? I think I just watched the video. That's all right. That's all right. Thoughts and prayers out to Giuliano. Um, okay. Let me see if I can trick some MAGAs to coming in here. The gays of Hormuz. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Let's see. Is this what MAGA wears? Right? I gotta tuck my hair away. Did you guys hear about Ben Shapiro, by the way? Ben Shapiro? There we go. All right, are we ready, MAGA? Um, Ben Shapiro, he lost like 100. I've always said Ben Shapiro was propped up by the Wilkes brothers. Those are oil fracking billionaires in Texas. I never thought any of his shit was genuine, authentic, or organic. He's always been propped up by bots and by feeble-minded incels. But it's amazing. He had to like lay off a bunch of people. Um, which those are the only people I'll celebrate when they lose their job because you were working for the clear enemy. Like, dude is literally trying to infiltrate your minds with the most anti-common sense garbage. I just look back to 10 years ago now where H bomber guy had to say, who are they going to sell their houses to, Ben? When Ben was like, oh, let's say global warming is a thing, and whatever he said, don't you think those people on the coast will just sell your houses? And the internet famously said, sell them to who? Aquaman, Ben? Aquaman? And I thought, who can hear that and be like, I should listen to more points this guy makes? Like his whole catchphrase was "Let's say." Oh, what's up, little Scorpion Queen? 1 month, comrade. Thank you, appreciate you. Ben Fatbrows, Shapido. Um, Ben is an idiot with special abilities to speak really fast as a bully tactic. It is a tactic. Him speaking very fast is so he can navigate seamlessly through people's brains and not say much. More beachfront properties. He's such a moron. He truly is. Truly is. Um, Wait, is Skyjack still here? Before Skyjack, Schubel Morgan. Uh, I don't know if he's still here. I forgot. I wanted to show you guys what he's doing. Skyjack, are you still here? Let's see. All right, if he pieced out, then I'm not gonna play the audio. Smoking's here. Smoking, did everybody get to catch Smoking Blondie? I got to catch some of it yet, or most of it. Says he is. Says he is. That's suspicious. Um, Skyjack Morgan. I'm gonna get him to change his name to Shubil Morgan. Shubil Morgan. Um, where were the videos? Oh, he went live an hour ago. Hold on. Oh, here we go. No, that's the members only. What? Oh, Acrasia. Whoops. You're not playing ads on my fucking channel. Adobe. Suck it. I remember when people used to be able to buy Adobe and they just owned it. Now it's a subscription based bullshit thing. See, as soon as you've lived long enough in capitalist America, you're like, oh, this is a scam. This is a scam. You used to be able to own that software. You know, Pro Tools used to just be able to own, and then you chose if you wanted to update or not. Now it's like, no, 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 you don't get to own any of this stuff. And we're just going to rent it to you monthly because we make more money. Nothing's changed. We didn't offer more things. It's just we figured out a way to not allow you to own anything and keep extorting you. This is extortion in the most legal fucking definition there ever was. It's just like when they ask you to click, like, do you agree to things? It's like, I don't know, is there another option? Is there another option for me to be like, well, I don't really agree with the corporate fucking lawyer speak that you are making requiring me to sign to access this, but what else am I gonna do? I love when people like you see these fucking knuckleheads on Fox News or these roundtable. That's why get rid of the roundtable debates, mainstream media. You got bad faith actors in there putting up straw man arguments. Like this one black dude I seen, he'd been like, you should just be working. And if you don't like the money that they're offering you, you get another job. I'm like, don't you understand? They're all paying the same shit. There's no choice in this illusion of a market. That's why they have all the wages set so low, man. And nobody should have to work two, three jobs to fucking get by. I love when they put a black dude on to say that shit. I'm like, fuck you, you fucking traitor. You motherfucking class traitor. You fucking Uncle Tom. I hate these motherfuckers, man. No more roundtable debates. Here, here. I hit the gavel. Get them the fuck out of here. Bad faith. Anybody who can, claim Americans should just work harder when everybody's already working 7 days a week, you're a fucking anti-American traitor. All right. So wait, is Skyjack still here? We should claim Amish to be tax free. Oh shit. What do the Amish have? Weird suits? All right, everybody get a weird suit. Everybody get a weird suit and keep some fucking 2x4s around just in case they come to check on us, okay? We'll be like, just erecting a shed. Nothing to see here. That's a great idea. We are now all, I am an ordained reverend, and I've ordained us in the name of, what is the Amish God? Is that just Amish Jesus? I'm pretty sure it's just Amish Jesus, which is OG. It's just ancient Jesus. That's it. That's really all it is. Amish. Wait, do the Amish worship like Baal or something? I've been to Amish country once. It's gorgeous. Amish. What the fuck do they believe? Traditional Christian fellowship with Swiss German roots. Oh, all right. That's making me a little sus. The Pennsylvania Dutch. I've been out there once. Beautiful country. Bunch of weirdos, and I don't believe they treat their women okay, but I could be wrong. It was just a vibe I got, The land was vibrating fucking misogyny at me. Um, a German dialect. Yeah, but what are their beliefs? I just want to know. Christian pacifism? Oh yeah, that's right. They're like the old Quakers. That's right. Simple living, plain dress, and slowness. Oh Jesus. I think I want to be Amish. Simple living. I'm always dressed. I want to dress the same as every day. I don't want to wear different shit. Pacifism. I don't know about that, but I like the slowness. I like the slowness. I like what does the Amish believe? They believe in slowness. That's a thing. How did we miss this? You're telling me part of their religion is slowness? They are anti-capitalists. The Amish are socialist anti-capitalists. This is amazing. They're like, our beliefs are simple living and slowness. They're like, I know your work is now timing you to complete your tasks, and they're wanting to grind more and more out of you with giving you less and less utilities to fucking utilize. And the Amish are like, I'm sorry, that's against my religion. I think I'm going to, in the name, I got to get some holy water. This is sparkling water. Without work, and I baptize myself in that shit. I think I'm going to be Amish from now on. I already got the beard. All right, I'm New England Amish. That's it. I'm adopting the Amish ways. Thank you. Who is that? Kiss my pensick? God bless you. Charlie Kelly, what's up? I'm pretty slow. Charlie Kelly, you were Amish at birth. You just didn't know it, my brother. My brother in Amish Christ. Oh my God. Oh my God. Out there. Politics, religion are the same. Um, yes, politics and religion are the same. Skyjack Rob 2028. Is Skyjack here? Skyjack here. Skyjack, I want to play some of your audio, but if you can't chime in on it, then I should invite you up. Can I do that? I don't know if I could do that. Um Beard is their wedding ring. Uh you can Google this too. This is not hidden. They prioritize a simple, humble life dedicated to God and community over modern materialism. That's social. The Amish are socialists. I think I think they are the key to unlocking uh the capitalist empire. This never really hit me. This never really I just want to make sure that, it's a maternal It's like a matriarchy, you know. I don't want old Jebediah fucking having one too many meads and fucking, talking mean to his ladies. And they don't do sister wives, right? That's the other rule I have. I only got a couple of rules. No pedos. Oh wait, how many wives can the Amish have? Google. Thank you. One at a time. Hot tag. Look at that. They're strictly monogamous. I just like that because, with all these what are they called? Republicans. A bunch of cheaters, they're destroying lives, wives, and kids. Uh, you know, just look at the Trump kids. Though that's a fucked up crew right there, and not just to look at. I mean, like mentally, because I don't give a shit if you're gonna get divorced and stuff. But cheating, ooh, 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 ooh. That's a thing I look down on. I look down on and punch up at. Shunning. Practice to maintain church purity. Those who leave and violate their baptismal vows are separated from the community. That's kind of adorable. Man, we could use that to our benefit. Yeah, we've shunned you. You keep farting in the open horse carriage. We've shunned you. Get the fuck out. They're not against technology, but they strictly manage it. Not to disrupt community life or family structure. My Jesus. My Jesus, I think I'm Amish. Women wearing modern dresses and head coverings. I don't. Okay, we're gonna get rid of that. I don't know if I could get high up in this Amish church and what was that? Martin Luther it. Break it off, whatever. Have a reformation. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to get pretty high up in this Amish church and do some reformational shit where women can wear what they want, and we're gonna keep the men modest. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do an honest reformation where the women are really allowed to do whatever they want, and it's gonna be a matriarchy, and the men better keep it fucking modest. You know what I mean? Keep dicks in your traditional corduroys or whatever you're wearing. I don't know. These aren't the people. That's the Mormons that wear those weird pajama things like Mitt Romney. And fuck that guy. What do the Amish believe? I think I know enough. I think I know enough. I'm going to convert. I don't even know if you can convert. Traditional Anabaptist. Well, I don't like that Baptist word. How about we just be Ana-Christians? Um, yeah, there's a lot of formerly the Old Order Amish. Ooh, you know how they do what's it, Greek Orthodox Christians? I'm going to insert myself as the Old Order Amish and be like, you've forgotten your ways. I'm going to be the OOA, the Old Order Amish, where you've forgotten your ways and how important women are in the Bible and the church, and women are allowed to run this world, buddies. All right? Oh, man. I love this. This is fucking nuts. This was not on my bingo card for today, but whoever sent me down that deep rabbit hole of let's convert to the Amish. Wondering if I could be Amish Jewish. Of course. Of course you can. Of course you can. We are old order Amish. We don't abide by the ways of the new world order Amish. Those are the people you see in Dutch Pennsylvania. I'm taking it back to the old school where we were pacifists in everything. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome, welcome. The men have to wear hats in Judaism because the women are closer to God because they can create life depending on sex. Oh, that's cool and that's deep lore that I didn't know. A lot of the religions make you wear hats. I'm going to too, but it's going to be trucker hats. With resurrecting the new old order. That's what we're going to be. We're going to be the new old order Amish, and I'm going to advocate for trucker hats with funny sayings on them because God had a sense of humor. Why else would he flood the earth? You got to imagine that was like a YouTube short for him. He was like, watch me flood this shit and watch these people suffocate underwater. And that's not me. That's the Bible saying that. Would you think the people just fucking floated? Well, I mean, eventually they did. But at first, God got a little chuckle out of all that. He was like, oh, you're going to curse my name, huh? So I'd like to think God has a sense of humor, and because hats are closer to God, you have to put a funny saying on them. And we'll make them ourselves because we're anti-capitalist, just like the New World Order Amish. We're the old order. We're the new old order Amish. They're the new world Amish. I know it gets confusing, but don't worry, you're all welcome. Uh my Amish family didn't vote for Trump. Thank God. Yeah, it's really common for Amish to trade for work. The Amish are unfortunately dying out due to lack of genetic diversity. Ooh, you don't want to say that word. What are they, royalty? I can't deny some of the best tradesmen and women I've worked with. That's cool. That is cool. Well, don't worry. The new old order Amish are here to insert some lifeblood into that. What is it called? Community over modern materialism, aka socialism. They like slowness and simple living. Socialism. They're socialists. They're dying out because the new kids are leaving. And this is where you got to really, do I have to wear pants? Not technically, but as long as it's a modest no pants attitude, then we'll accept. As long as you're modestly nude. You will be able to, Charlie Kelly, you will be able to wear Christ-like robes, or as the president once said, you'll be able to wear um a Red Cross doctor robe. Thanks, Frankie Berry. All right. Mods, don't mute anybody. Don't mute anybody unless they say a slur. Don't mute anybody. I want a summer dress. Yeah, me too. You know, something loose and frilly. Oh, May the 4th. That's right. Today is May the 4th. May the 4th. Um, okay. Is Shoebell Morgan here? He's not. But Skyjack Morgan had Smoking Blondie on this weekend. I got to catch one of them. I couldn't find the other one, but I'll look for it. I'll look for it. And he was talking about the ethics of becoming, acrasia flourishing in the Ouroboros of attention. That is all fucking, MIT language that if they didn't explain, I would have had to look up. Um, May the 4th be with you. Oh, come on, Rob. Your fave daily fan boy trolls are driving me crazy. Nope, nope. Let them stay. Let them stay. Let them stay. It looked like it was fun. And Smokey, you did a great job. Hold on. Where'd my thing go? Hold on. I'm gonna put it a little faster speed because I didn't have any lined up. Hold on.
Today because I am at this crossroads of my life where I keep on running cost benefit analyses and all sorts of different algorithms and chatting with AI chatbots about a decision and also talking publicly about it with actual human beings about a decision I'm about to make, either to stay in California or move to a place where I can be financially independent or at least financially freer and concentrate on art and on creativity, concentrate on living a creative life, which is what I've always wanted. I just always had to work. I just always had to work my ass off, and because I'm a workaholic, the because I'm a workaholic, I end up giving my time to making others rich my whole life, always making others rich. And I really wanted to talk about some of
But listen, here's the thing, Skyjack. That's the whole system. That's the whole system. There ain't nobody even the motherfuckers pretending to be rich. Um, the influencers, the whatever, the self businessmen, the entrepreneurs. Like it's all bullshit, man. You know, it's all bullshit. This whole system is designed to exploit your labor. That's why 70% of America is in this crisis, and the other 30% makes over 500,000 a year. Um, but I don't know where the fuck he's thinking of moving. Like, I wouldn't go to Idaho. I heard that's like a hotbed for white supremacy. Um, it depends. Depends where you're looking. I wouldn't go to a flyover state. Let's just say that, Let's just say that. If you're talking about getting like a mining claim out in the desert where you saw peyote once, I don't know, fuck it. Roll the dice. Roll the dice, brother. I was so nervous. I showed up an hour too early. Whew. That's all right. But you know what? This is what I try to teach everybody. You're always going to be nervous doing this stuff, so just fucking do it. Just fucking do it. That's my advice when people bring me in. I go, "Oh, really? You're nervous? Just do it. Just do one. Just do one, get it over with, and then in hindsight you go, "Okay, I didn't need to do this. That was over worried about. This was as soon as you do something once, you get all of the insights you need for your preparation next time." Um, that's really, I think, the best advice I could give you. And I guarantee you, after doing it once, don't read the comments. Ah, shit! I already broke your one rule. Always read the comments and just ignore them. But here's the trick. Let me teach you a trick I learned, Smoking Blondie. Um, they're in your comment section, so you can ignore all of them if you want. But read them. You know what I mean? In your mind, and then sometimes you can alter them or make shit up and make people sound goofier than they are. Or I mean, people see here's what Skyjoke is talking about. We all have been propagandized to be subservient and obey the rules. And what the Trump regime has really done these past 10 years is showed you that the rules only existed for the working class, and that the rules for the wealthy people were just a cordial handshake. They were like, okay, yes, we totally agree not to abuse our power, and there's no, I mean, the dude's got 34 fucking felonies. I know people with one felony who are fucking in prison. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get to walk around with 34 felonies. I'm sorry. Do you not know how the fucking justice system works? So that was like one of the alleviating pressures that finally the political class lifted the mask on, and they were like, "Oh, we're just kidding. We're not going to put each other in jail, because once we start doing that, we're all going to prison, you know." And then it's going to be an uprising where the people are like, "Well, we got to lock this motherfucker up if we're locking that motherfucker up." Um, it's just how it works, uh and there's a different emphasis on different classes within the oligarchy. Like they'll sacrifice some, which I'll play the audio for. They will sacrifice some that served their time and were used up and chewed out. But but um oh, Rob, don't worry. Today I won't mess with the trolls. A Jedi uses the Force for peace, never to attack. Today trolls are nothing but Sith spit. Amen to that. Or may the Force be with you on that one. Or may the Fourth be with you on that one. Obligatory reminder that MAGA is not human. That's right. They're not. They're just clones of Donald Trump. They saw themselves in him. They completely fucking created their entire character after what he is, and they don't exist to think, and really that's the philosophy we should be talking about. What is human? They don't consider AI human. Why? Because it can't have an original thought. Correct. Well, MAGA can't have an original thought, so are they any better than AI? This is really the philosophical 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 debate we should have. Don't forget, we send thoughts and prayers, which, if you don't know what that means, just go look at any politician who won't take any action. That's why they're there, to fucking help the people. That's why they got voted to be there. Any politician that has sent thoughts and prayers after any school shooting in the past 20, 30 years, and what that means. It means a whole lot of diddly. It means, here's my good deed for the day, and fuck off. So we send all of those thoughts and prayers to Rudia Giuliano. Oh, is somebody saying slurs? Only mute them if they're saying slurs. And treat that like button as you would a Nazi's face and hit it. Hit it! Na 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 na. They don't have memories either. That's true. They don't. They don't. Um, two-tier justice system. Rich means the rich have no consequences, and the poors have all the consequences. If you work for these corporations, you're contributing, directly responsible. I wish, that was we could abide by that. But the truth is so many people have to work for these corporations because over the last 27 years or so, that's the whole thing about capitalism. If you don't know what capitalism, you can look this up. Go on an earnings call. Earnings call, they just need infinite growth. Infinite growth. Wall Street's expectations means more growth quarter over quarter, fucking year over year. They can't slow down. They can't ever be like, hey, we're gonna lower prices. We think that would be a good move. McDonald's used to have a dollar menu. You think that's ever coming back? Oh, poor you. Like they're never, ever, 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 ever moving backwards. And if anything, and if you look at all the things that are happening, like they're trying to implement AI, even if it cost them $1 million, or $1 trillion. Capitalism is all about infinite growth in this finite system, which in science is called cancer. But it's also to consume everything else, to either run your competition out of town or buy them up and strip them for the copper in the walls. And that's it. So, with that happening for the past 30 plus years, and Reagan's whole deregulation and fucking breaking up strikes and weakening labor unions and workers' rights, and then Donald Trump coming in and being like, "You don't need labor laws and regulations. You don't give a shit if the water comes out of your tap brown and muddy." And Mag was like, "No, that'd be great for business." And businesses were like, "Well, we're gonna fire you anyways, and you're not gonna be able to afford that water, so the tap will run dry." You have to participate in this, but don't ever give anybody a hard time. It's like the people who are like, "Oh, I see you hate capitalism, but you're on an iPhone." It's like, well, yeah, I have to utilize the fucking shit. What do you think? I'm gonna make my own phone? I already have time to do anything right now for selling my life away to fucking making somebody else rich. That's why I'm here trying to wake people up to have a little bit of compassion. It's like, what was I thinking about earlier? I was thinking about something earlier where I was like, it's really amazing the infighting that happens sometimes. Who was it? There were two people infighting. Uh, where I was like, if you can both understand, once you understand who your enemy is, and that's really the trickiest part nowadays with these algorithms and, you know, our our common sense declining. Why doesn't anybody do a measure of common sense? I think everyone should take that dementia test that Donald Trump keeps bragging about, and we should see how many people have common sense. How many people can identify a bear towards your No Woa LLC? Oh, that is the new old world order of Amish. Thank you. Thank you. Kiss my pensick. Well, you are a founding member then. You are a founding member with that $10 super chat of the New World Order. Actually, we're going to be the new old, not new old world order. We're going to be the new old order of Amish. New hold on, what were the old Amish? Old order Amish. We're the new old order Amish, the NOOA. We're gonna be the new old order Amish because we believe in a simple, humble life dedicated to whatever God you want to worship. I don't care, and community over modern materialism. When you hear that, this is Google being like, "Well, we can't call them socialists. We'll just say they don't like modern materialism." And they all are socialists because they all like work together. They basically fucking work co-ops. There's no CEO of the Amish. I like the plain dress. I think women should be able to choose what they want to wear, and I think the men should really keep it. What was the word? Hold on. What was the word with modest? I think men need to keep it modest, and women get to do whatever they want. If they see a nice sundress that they want to wear, go ahead. No head coverings. Men in the new old order Amish, that we're starting. Men have to wear trucker hats that have a funny saying on it, because men are closer to God, and we got to keep him humored, or he might smite us all. So these are we're loosening some of the old order Amish belief systems, but that's okay. I'm an ordained reverend by himself, Jesus Christ. He came to me once and said, "I ordain you." So, in the eyes of the Lord, I am ordained, and no cheating on your wives, okay? And wives, no cheating on your husbands. Oh shit! Smoking Blondie, thank you for the $99 super chat. Fuck cannibalism. Check out my new gem. Welcome to the class war. Oh, I can find it now because listen. If you were here on Friday where I tried to do that live stream from like a computer, god damn, I don't know if I'm just too old or what the fuck's going on, but that was abhorrent. I will not try that again until I can afford to pay somebody to set it all up for me. Because I've ghetto rigged a lot of things in my time, from car stereos to sound systems to whatever it is. And computer setups are not something you should ghetto rig. Okay. You should do that appropriately. You should do that properly and by the instructions. I got it to work, but that was difficult. Yeah, it should show up in this one. Hold on. All right. I got it. We'll listen to it. Thank you for the super chat. Smoking Blondie. Steffelson. Anyone in here trying to do damage control for Epstein and Trump is an anti-American traitor. That's right. And mods, don't mute them. Let them have their day in the comments. May the fourth be with you, mods. Ghetto rigged. Sounds a bit racist, Rob. Yeah, coming from a racist, I would suspect you to think that be racist. That's how your mind works. You're like, well, I'm racist, so everybody else that says shit must be racist. It's just like every accusation MAGA and the Republicans make, and then they get busted. you know, they're like, we gotta stop this human trafficking. We really gotta get our hands on these people that are going after the kids. And then it turns out they're like, oh shit, MAGA pedo. Another one. That's why people that aren't racist just say ghetto rigs. It's not a fucking racist thing. That's so funny. I love when, and this is why I let these people chat, man. Let these people chat, because this is how they expose themselves. They're like, well, I'm constantly saying the N word in my mind, so everyone else must be. It's so true. I've never seen every accusation be an admission so consistently. That should be one of the tenets of their belief system. Sardyon, thank you for gifting some memberships. I have a trucker cat that says, "Wrap that rascal." You'll be a head priest in our church, Charlie Kelly. No pants, a trucker hat. No pants and a trucker hat. That's awesome. That's such a privileged way of thinking. Where do you live? I've lived up and down the East Coast, and that's not always people. And people need shelter and food. Yeah. Anyone, listen. Here's the other thing. Just remember, guys, people that are advocating for Americans to suffer or go without food or shelter, like that in itself says so much. Like, you don't even have to engage with that. That's the thing with the mainstream media that I try to put on display. They entertain that like that's a normal debate. In any civilized, or in our new old order Amish community, that would be shunned. We would Amish shun them. Like, you don't get to come in here fucking with your "Don't Tread on Me" shirt and your goddamn hat that you think means like, I'm more American than you. I wear camo to support the military. Well, why don't you go fight in the War of Hormuz? Um, these people are anti-American traitors, man. Traitors. So just remember that before you start engaging with people in the comments that are like, just work harder. You deserve to starve. You shouldn't have a home unless you work 14 jobs for Jeff Bezos and piss in a bottle. Like, that is the whole fucking, what is this? Hold on. You know, This is outside the Met Gala. Thank you to my brother for sending it to me. Um, but remember, like engaging in that is just it's telling them like, oh, that point needs to be debunked. Where really you just gotta say, like, what an anti-American traitor. What a traitor. To say any fucking person in America should go without food, shelter, or healthcare. Like, I don't entertain those debates. I can't. It's not a discussion. It's not a debate. I'll just, you know, just tell them like you're anti-American, man. You're the most anti-American. You better pray to God Jesus had earmuffs on when you said that if you worship that one, you know. And it's always the Christians. It's always the Christians, these fake American Christians that are like, "Oh yeah, just work harder." Like Jesus said, you should starve if you're not working for the fucking Roman Caliphate. It's unreal. And all it is, tiny dick syndrome. They're massively insecure men, and they feel like, well, if I can punch down on people who are vulnerable, then that makes me feel better. That's all that is. And this is why I'm here every single weekday. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, because I need to remind you that, because CNN, Fox still do all this shit where they're like, I don't know, entertaining it like that's a real debate. Like, oh, well, if you're suffering right now, you just didn't work hard enough. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? So you're advocating for Americans to go homeless, and then you're advocating to hate on the homeless and have them all locked up. So essentially, if we just walk this to its point, you want every American who can't work to just go to jail. And I refuse that fucking narrative. I don't think 65 plus people who can't fucking work. I don't think disabled people who can't fucking work. I don't think adults who are in between jobs or maybe just didn't decide on a career and don't want to sacrifice to the fucking Jeff Bezos gods should have to fucking do any of that. You know what I mean? I'm like, the whole fucking narrative is perverse, man. This is why I don't like the mainstream media. This is why I hate Joe Rogan. This is why I hate fucking people who get to sit in a chair all day and talk into a fucking camera and be like, oh, you're suffering because you're not working hard enough. It's like, well, I can tell you haven't fucking worked a day in your life, because anybody who's worked 3 jobs would not turn around and be like, just work harder. These are fucking privileged people that want you to be convinced that you're doing something wrong, and it's not the system you're existing in, which you can see all across America. 1 million layoffs last year, no fucking jobs back here. They didn't bring the sweatshops back here. I hate to bring it to you. Remember Donald Trump's whole campaign promise was like, we're taking those sweatshops out of China, India, and Pakistan, and fucking Colombia. We're bringing them here. We're going to pay pennies on the dollar. It's like, you're already paying us pennies on the dollar. Who the fuck's cheering for a sweatshop to come back here? I don't want to fucking make iPhones. I want to make art. And there were stupid ass Americans in the middle of the fucking country, these flyover states, that were cheering. They were like, yeah, man, I want to make some iPhones. That's what I'd like to do. And it's like, are you fucking stupid? You don't want to work in those factories. You know what those factories have? They have nets outside the windows for the people who jump the fuck out because they're like, I can't take this anymore. Oh, and they were cheering for it. Cheering for it. And even that was a lie. They didn't bring the sweatshops here. You know? They didn't even bring us sweatshops, man. But what do you expect from people like this? Did you guys hear Todd Blanche, the fucking habitual liar? This guy is something else, man. I'm not even going to play any of his James Comey audio. By the way, new MAGA hat dropped. My ass got arrested. Also, molesters always granted amnesty, whatever you want to make it out to be, because we're going to talk about this fucking this trafficker right here. And by the way, if any MAGA says to you, "Oh, we just snapped a photo with him," remember, they don't let anyone get too close to Donald, you know? They don't let anyone get in the sniff fucking arena where you can smell his diaper. So he had special access. He had that Joe Rogan access. That Joe Rogan access, okay? So, Birds of a Feather. Can I find a cover of William Eilish's Birds of a Feather? Because I feel like, her message in that, she's really one of the Edgar Allan Poes of our time, if that means anything. I don't know. Um, how do you spell that name? Jesus, Eilish. That's a made-up name. Billie Eilish, Birds of a Feather cover. Let's see if we can find a good one. Oh Jesus! Is it going to be a bunch of vloggers? These girls just singing into the fucking camera? I don't want that. I don't want that. I want some obscure, not this old dude. I want some obscure, fucking pixelated potato image camera shit that says this person deserves a view. That's what I want. I don't want this highfalutin, glossy look fucking. I want some deep dish pizza of the Elijah the. Yeah, see what I mean? No, no, no. Here we go. What is this? Nope. 300,000 views. Don't think so. Nope. Nope. About You X Birds of a Feather Temple. 5.4 million views. No, thank you. Where? I got to scroll all the way down. This is like a Google search. You got to go to page 5 to find the mom and pop company. Looks like a little K-pop band doing cover. Who's this? Rosie? All right, Rosie. We'll give you a shot. Are you going to have an ad? You are. So I'm not looking for an ad. Stop trying to sell me stuff. Okay. Not bad. How she has no microphone that I can see, but she's running through. This is run through. So this has got some good production elements to it. But okay, this is Birds of a Feather by William Eilish, done by Rosie. I like that it's just one name. I like that. That's kind of like a Madonna thing. She's got 10,000 subs. Go give her a look. Um, any other thoughts? No. Great hair, cool guitar, and a lot of production to this piece. I like when there's no production. I like when you can hear the echo in the room that they're doing it in. You know what I mean? Just imagine this song playing while this trafficker puts his arm around the world's greatest trafficker. This is the song they played for them. Overhead. They played this overhead. His baby. Birds of a feather, these pedos stick together. Oh yeah, these pedos will never. That's what I should do. Hey, Ray Gun. Who else is in here? Dude, guys, we do a ska rendition. We don't have to do ska. Skyjack, are you even here anymore? Shoebill Morgan, he's not here anymore. He's not here anymore. Big streamer, he's got stuff to do. We're gonna do a cover of Birds of a Feather, but we're gonna do Pedos of a Feather. They stick together. Uh-huh. They'll sacrifice one if they can. Oh, I gotta write this. I gotta write this shit. This is gonna be good, guys. Anybody else play instrument? I'm not getting the drums out of storage. I can't do that. Anybody got a drum set mic'd up? Anybody? Terry was raised in the frontal lobotomy era. That is such a funny comment that he does not understand. Nurse Rod. Nurse Rod. When remember, Michelle Obama said when they go low, you gotta go lower. It's the only way they'll understand. That's a loose quote. Okay, we got a violin and vocals here. Okay, Smoking Blondie. Oh, Smoking Blondie could do because we need a female lead to do this song. Okay, Smoking, I need you to I gotta write the lyrics. We're gonna do a cover of I got a harmonica. Fucking brilliant. Harmonica, saxophone. I would love some violin on this. Kazoo. We could fit in a kazoo at the end. We'll do a kazoo solo. I'm fine with that. Um we need a guitar and we need some kind of percussion, man. We need the timekeeper for real. Uh oh, I guess I could my friend who passed away, his mom gave me his djembe. I guess I could do that. I guess I could break out the djembe in his honor. In his honor. You write it out, send it to me, I'll record it, send it back. Okay, so you can afford not to work for a corporation. Thanks for your sacrifice. Yeah, but here's the other thing that out here is missing. When you work for a corporation, you can organize the labor there like I have. And trust me, they don't like that. It puts a kink in the machinery, as you will. Trust me, they really don't like that. They really don't. They really don't. So if you do work for a corporation that doesn't like unions, which all of them don't, just talk to your fellow coworkers about organizing. Trust me. Trust me, they hate that. Trust me, they broke the law. They fucking they put me on a violation. They wrote me up for wearing a union shirt to work. A union shirt, which federally protected. You can go look it up. People fought and died for that right. And when I asked them, I said, "You're going to send me home for wearing a union shirt?" He said, "Yep." I said, "Well, that's against the law. I can't break the law for a corporation." And he said, "Well, here we have policies." And I said, "And those policies override American law?" And he said, "Well, when you're in the building." And I said, "Oh, interesting. So if your policy was we get to just keep customers change, could we do that? That wouldn't be considered stealing?" And then they sent me home. So know your rights, folks. It's very important. They hate a fucking worker who knows his rights. Or hers. We should really rewrite Birds of a Feather to call it Pedos of a Feather. William Eilish, could you help on this one? What's her brother's name? Phineas. Phineas. Come on, man. Do a fucking hilarious Saturday Night Live skit. Pedos of a Feather, and play the montage of all the pedos that have been taking photos with Donald Trump. It'd be fucking hilarious. That's going to be our music video. We're going to do, all right, you heard it here first. I'm going to write a parody to Birds of a Feather. We're going to do Pedos of a Feather flock together. And we're going to do a montage. The whole YouTube video is going to be a montage of Donald Trump with all his cohorts, Epstein and all that shit. Oh, Howard Nutlick, all of these fools, man. It's gonna look like the Epstein Isle fucking files.
It's forever, it's even better. And I don't know what I'm crying for. I don't think I could love you more.
Oh, and now we'll put Epstein up in heaven. They don't know what they're crying for because Epstein's gone. And then he winks and he's in Israel. Hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. This one's getting demonetized. Ah,
Baby,
I just wanna float my boat right by your little island. Had a dentist office on side. Fix those little girls' braces tonight.
till the day that
Keep our secrets inside.
I
I want you to see, not all the Epstein files though. I'm gonna hide about 3 billion. This girl's good.
It's I told you. You keep the compliments.
You wouldn't believe if I told you what were in those Epstein files. Holy shit.
So you're so full of it.
You're so full of shit. Oh,
Tell me it's a bit.
it's not a bit. It's real.
You don't see it. Your mind's loaded. Say you wanna quit. Don't be stupid.
Birds of a feather, pedos flock together.
I don't think I could love you more. Might not be long, but baby, I don't wanna say goodbye.
Enigmas never die. Enigmas never age.
Till the light leaves my eyes. Till the day that I die. I knew you another.
That girl's good. You from another island, little St. James. Oh yeah, we gotta write this. How has nobody done this before? How's nobody thought to do birds of a feather about the pedos in the Trump regime? I bet you that will get William Eilish's Doom Shop MF out here steals electricity from his neighbors. Well, okay. Well, I was gonna play some Todd Blanche. I'm not gonna show you his photo. I'm just gonna keep this one up. You know, best friends. Here's Todd Blanche.
Is that there's a lot of things that we can be doing, like voter ID. Like every time you walk into a restaurant or a club, you have to show your ID. How about you have to show your ID to vote? That's not anything that's crazy, and that's what we should be talking about.
Certainly one of the votes on Capitol Hill right.
How does this meet the press lady not immediately retort and be like, what restaurant do you go to where they're like, hi, welcome to Olive Garden. Now prove your family. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You ever been to Chili's where they're carding at the door? Dude, I'm pretty sure the Outback isn't like, I need to see an ID before we give you one of them bloomin' onions. This is just bad faith all around. This is why I hate mainstream media. This is why, and either Todd Blanche and just the face on his head, like that face on his head says, okay, she either bought it or she's not going to do any pushback, which in either case, we've won, you know? And the fact that there's Americans out there that are like, yeah, man, you got every time I'm going to Outback, they're carding me at the door. They're not letting you in without an ID. I mean, I'm sure that's coming, in Elon Musk's future dystopia where he's fucking chipping you and scanning you everywhere you go. I'm sure, that's coming, but it's not here yet. Have you ever been to the fucking Olive Garden? They're not carding people at the door. What the fuck is going on right now, man? It's so funny that this is what they pawn off as like, well, we're very serious news people. Do, 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 do. Hold on, where is I gotta play some ABC wait, what is Meet the Press on? It doesn't matter, it's all the same shit. Nightly news stinger. Do they still call them stingers? Maybe not. Nope. They don't call them stingers anymore. Okay, okay. Nightly news. I'll call it an intro. I'm showing my age.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Thank you, Lester Holt. I'll take it from here. Tonight on the news, Applebee's. Are they not carding you to get in anymore? We'll talk to criminal attorney, now head of the Justice Department, Todd Blanche, on how he says, what the fuck, man? Are you going to TGI Fridays and they're not carding you at the door? How are we not doing that for voting? And we'll pretend that's very serious. This is a bunch of horse shit. Like, I can't even, this is what I mean. The fact that we're even having to have this fucking discussion is beyond me. It's like, that doesn't happen. That never has happened. I've been to a lot of chain restaurants in my day, and the day Long John Silver's has a bouncer at the door carding people to get in for that fucking infinite cheddar bay biscuit thing is the day we're not in America anymore. Okay? And somehow, like, this is Meet the Press? Are you fucking joking? Does that lady have a brain injury that's talking to Todd Blanche?
That there's a lot of things that we can be doing, like voter ID. Like every time you walk into a restaurant or a club.
What the fuck are you? That's where I go. I put my finger up to his lips. I go, shh, 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 shh. Todd, Todd, Todd. Smells like Trump's vagina. Todd, Todd, shut up. What are you Todd, what restaurant are you going to where they're carding you? I've been to fancy restaurants. They don't card you. This is some of the dumbest stuff by the most disingenuous people. All right. Oh, real quick. Tim Hyde, they carded me for infinite trip. God damn it. I knew it. Let's cover a little more InfoWars. Tim Heidecker has taken over InfoWars, and Alex Jones is very upset. I watched his retort where he just like, I'm not playing it for you, and I refuse to entertain Alex Jones anymore. He lost InfoWars. Go suck it. And he should just, be quiet for a little while, buddy. But his whole retort was like, I'm gonna eat you or something. He was like, I'll consume you. I don't know. It was dumb. It was very theatrical and not, he's kind of lost his je ne sais quoi. Let's say that, Alex Jones. Because now there's a big dog in town. His name is Tim Alex Jones 2 Cyborg. This time it's serious Heidecker.
Yeah, we're excited about this to go, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just reiterate: we now have a scientific, technological system by which we can take your urine and ship it to us, and we'll be able to extract the gold minerals out of your urine. As you know, our body is made up of many minerals and salt and different minerals, including gold. Gold that comes from stars and is in rocks and in mines and everything. But we also consume gold on a daily basis through just through breathing and through the different rocks. If you swallow rocks, whatever it is, I don't know how you get gold in. Okay, but we can get it out now. So Phil, you're gonna send in your piss to us and take it out.
Well, yeah, and I'm not a rich man, so I'm trying to, I'm collecting up a lot of my wife's jewelry that I'm gonna, dense down into urine. So it's a safer way to keep this, because the communists are coming. As you know,
The communists are here.
they're going to take our gold. Right? They're going to come take our gold.
Yourself. Don't lie to yourself. The communists are here, and they're running every sector of our economy, and they're running the government as well. Deep state is infiltrated into every sector, and this is the only way to get through that now is to build up your own personal war chest with funds from the gold in your urine. All right, so we gotta let you go now. We gotta let you go, Phil.
Okay.
Good luck to you.
Okay. Well, thank you, I guess.
Feel free to call in anytime.
Brilliant. Brilliant. And it's still at that Alex Jones InfoWar caliber, what was this? Oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys this. A 10% wealth tax raises nearly 690 billion in taxes. Look, there's only 924 billionaires in the US. They'd still be billionaires, don't worry. None of these people are your friends if you're getting ready to type away. No, you shouldn't tax them. Don't worry, they don't like you. They want you to die. And I say this a lot because people can't fathom how much a billion is, never mind hundreds of billions. Here's all the things we could afford to do with that tax. We could do all of them. All of them. We could do all of this. We could do all of that with a wealth tax. And because remember, I was trying to tell you guys last week, I was like, oh, there was the D program, not the D program. What's his JT on YouTube? What the fuck is, hold on. JT Chapman YouTube channel. What's his YouTube? Second Thought. Oh, I'm so sorry. Deprogram is his podcast, Second Thought. JT's amazing. I would start following him when he first left Best Buy and came to YouTube. I watched that kid explode. I'm so happy for him, man. Amazing content. If you go to his old videos, you'll see me commenting. Keep educating the people, JT. I love when people are good educators because I'm not, I'm flashy. I got the Alex Jones bravado. I can entertain the people. I just can't educate them. Like I was trying to say, people don't understand how much $1 billion is, never mind hundreds of billions of dollars. And I showed you that Miss Kenzie Scott. All she did was get a divorce from Jeff Bezos, became a billionaire, gave away 36 of her, get out of her 36 billion, she gave away 28 or something billion, and now she has 42 billion. She just has more billions, even though she gave away more than 3/4 of her wealth. And I'm like, people can't fathom that you can't run out of money once you have $1 billion. Like, look at all the failures Elon Musk did. He went out in front of a live studio audience. It was like, look, I made a bulletproof window, and some guy threw a fucking pebble at it and shattered it. And people were like, I'll still buy his stuff. Like he can absolutely have a humiliation fetish in front of real live humans and be richer tomorrow. So I wanted to try to explain to you, and that's what I was saying. Second Thought, JT Chapman, amazing human. he was explaining in a way that, like, I forget how they said, they were like, if you made $1 million or 100,000 a year from the time of Jesus till now, you'd have to live with paying no taxes. You'd have to do that like 77 times to even not even be the richest person on earth. And this was an infographic that I thought was cool because it said, so the median US household in 2024 is making 83 grand. To make 1 billion, the median household would need to work for 11,000 years. Well, just 12,000. We're going to round up. 12,000 years. 12,000 years. You'd have to work till the next dinosaur age. You understand that? Like, this isn't a fathomable amount of money. You can't wrap your head around that. Like, these people literally piss gold, and that's from just having that much money. So remember that before you start telling people to work harder or whatever you're going to say. You know, like, nobody can work harder. People are already working hard enough. America is not fucking lazy. No Americans, no single mother, no disabled person, no fucking old person, no fucking child is lazy. They want to experience life. Life, I don't know if you read the Bible, all of you fucking Bible thumpers, but Jesus wasn't like, the whole point of life is to just work really hard. He never fucking said that. In fact, Jesus didn't work. Dude just roamed around healing people. So yeah, you got to understand that. Well, and speaking of that, you know what? Let's go to my, where's my Dollar General thing? Oh yeah, another Julie Giuliani's greatest hits. Remember in Borat 2 when he was trying to get this underage girl to do that stuff to him? Birds of a feather, man. Birds of a feather. I promised you we'd be playing all the hits. Where is... Oh, did you guys see this video? Holy shit, the plane that hit the truck. Thank God I read the dude is okay. That is terrifying. And where's real world Sean Duffy right now? You know, what is he doing? Pull-ups at the airport? That's a deep reference. Okay, here we go. Here's my Dollar General. I gotta bring this up because this Dollar General fucking nerd. Where's that video? Here it is. If you're seeing a Dollar General or a dollar store or Dollar Tree or whatever they are, they're popping up around everywhere because no one could afford anything else. They're a ripoff, number one. They don't pay or treat their employees well. And this CEO, what's his name again? I always like to do this. Todd Vassos, who pocketed 183 million in, what's that, 6 years? Can you do the math? I don't know. Let's just call it 10 and let's call it 10 million a year. That's that's underestimating severely. And if you could see, investors were pushing for the Dollar General guy to fucking not be stealing so much from his employees. That's what this article is. Um, he's averaging just about $5,000 an hour. So the average employee is making 18 grand a year at Dollar General. In just a short 4 hour, not even a full workday, he's surpassed what they make in a year. Nobody should be okay with that. Nobody should be like, oh yeah, the boss should make in 4 hours more than the employee makes in a year. Like, there needs to be some kind of fucking stipulation in America where, like, we not only reject that, but that kind of greed is anti-American, anti-Jesus, and anti, did I say anti-American? I just think it's anti-American. Because do you think this Todd Vassos is cycling that money back into the communities that he's siphoned it off of? No. Todd is going probably to some private island where some ball shenanigans are happening. I don't know, maybe. But here's this. I want to go get some water. So you read this. I'm gonna play this. Actually, I'll put up the thing. Um, I'll be right back. I'm just parched. Okay, I'm gonna get some water, man. Water, it's good for you. Drink it while you can until the Nestle water wars kick off and the dog robots come for all of us. Until then, enjoy the water, man. Enjoy it because it's scarce. And if you've seen it lately, it's coming out browner and browner from those data centers. So, soon it's going to be all dried up and once that happens, this is the funny part to me. This is the sad, hilarious. I created a word, sad and hilarious, because as soon as the oligarchs, the broligarchs, the tech doligarchs, the Joe Rogans realize that, like, oh, once water is scarce, money doesn't mean shit. Money doesn't mean anything. Oh, as soon as people can't find any more water and food becomes scarce, guess what, guys? Your money and power evaporates. So yeah, some of us, well, we're already suffering, so it's going to get a little worse. But the good thing is it's going to fracture that facade of them thinking they live in an ivory tower real quick.
You've probably never seen a
I'll
thriving
be right back.
town with a Dollar General in it. And that's not a coincidence, it's the entire business model. In Tulsa, Oklahoma, the wealthy side of the city outlives the poor side by 14 years, and the poor side has no grocery stores, but just Dollar Generals. So here's how it works. They target the poorest communities in America and slash prices just long enough to run the local grocery store out of business. And the CEO said this out loud to investors. The economy is continuing to create more of our core consumer, he said. So they are literally betting on poverty getting worse. And in these stores, there's little to no fresh meats or produce, and everything looks cheap until you check the ounces. They sell you smaller packages for nearly the same price as full-size product anywhere else, sometimes charging 52% more per pound while making you feel like you're saving money. The saddest part is these people aren't making that bad of choices. They're making the only choice available, and that's exactly why the poorest counties in America have obesity rates 145% higher than wealthy ones. So support the small co-op grocers, farmers markets, and independent family farmers directly, because every dollar you keep out of their system is a vote for the town they're trying to take over.
Yep. Truth. Sorry, I missed some of that. Steffelson, out here, you're not doing everything in your power to contribute if you're on YouTube and social media. Out here is really upsetting people because he's saying if you're not living off grid, and what else is he saying? He's like, if you work for a corporation, you're a capitalist, which just in its logic itself, you're not. You're the exploited working class. Now, if you're in a C-suite, helping to make the decisions, and that kind of damaging, yada yada yada, then yes. But this is, again, I think he's a psyop, or she, to infiltrate the greater, the bigger at-large movement. And this is what I was trying to talk about earlier. I couldn't remember who the two were infighting. But when infighting like this happens, when you have these strict, I live off grid and I only use my own made solar energy, and the basically Alex Jones of the left, like, I'm making all the frogs gay. And if you're not turning all the frogs gay, then you're part of the capitalist system. That kind of nonsense doesn't do any good. Because you got to understand, we're all limited by the structural system that we're within. Now you can't just fucking do all these things. Ideally, yes, people would like to, but people are also within the constraints of wherever, they are in the world. And to not recognize that is a disservice to the greater movement. And that's really the other thing I'm trying to. Damn, all that ice froze. Ah, oh, where's Frankie going? Hold on, I missed it. I gotta go before these asshole chickens murder me. Yeah, don't let them. Don't let them. Don't let those asshole chickens murder you. Don't do it. Have fun with the chickens, man. You know what you should do, Frankie? You should get a Gonzo stuffy and put it out there with the chickens in homage to Jim Henson. um okay, so what did this guy say? He said something about the Dollar General. Sorry, I missed it. I was getting some water.
You've probably never seen a thriving town with a Dollar General. It's the poor side by 14 years, and the poor side has no grocery stores, but just Dollar
Oh,
Generals.
but he talks about here.
So here's how it
No.
works. They
Okay.
target the poorest communities in America and slash prices just long enough to run the local grocery store out of business.
Now, You hear that? That is the capitalist way. You know, this is May the 4th, so this is the way. Um, that is the Mandalorian capitalist way. This is the way. They come in, they slash price. This is how Jeff Bezos built his empire. This is why Toys R Us doesn't exist. Zappos, whatever that online thing. There was another pet food thing that he bought out. This is the way. They come in, they just undercut everybody, right? And they do it on purpose. They're like, we're gonna lose money for the next couple of years, but in return, we're going to demolish all of the competition, own everything, and we will be the only one they can buy from. And this is just how it goes. This is, what do you think more and more profits mean every year? They can't compete with other stores. You know, God forbid if they have to compete with some kind of competition, they would all be driving their prices lower. This is how they can all collude. And you could just read news stories over the past 4 years of, or 10 years or whatever it is, of, like, you know, when we had that egg crisis, when everyone was begging Supreme Leader Donald Taco Trump to lower egg prices. Well, what was in that? No, it wasn't bird flu. It was them colluding to price fix, to withhold from the market, to provide scarcity to drive up the prices. You can look this up. This is easily look upable stuff, folks. You have the internet. You're on my live stream. And they've been caught doing this, but they're not penalized anymore, and they're not investigated anymore. This is just how business goes. They can set prices. That's called price fixing, and they raise prices on you, and then they blame it on, oh, that Hormuz war is really driving up the oil prices. That's why you're now paying double for everything. Just look at McDonald's prices from 10 years ago till now. McDonald's is one of the most egregious fucking perpetrators of these crimes against humans. They've their prices have gone up. I think it's something like 120%. This is happening all the time, and they're doing it. They're colluding with what used to be the few competitors they had, and now it's just all big titans of fucking industry. You know, there's no real mom and pop. There's no co-ops. There's no one to actually charge you the price that you think you should be getting. Go to the grocery store. You know what I mean? Like, those prices are inflated because they fucking were like, hey, instead of competing, how about we just both say chips are $5 now? Okay? Hey, supplier, put a few less chips in the bag, same different price now. And they all make money. It's like a mafia. They've fixed it. And then on the PR campaign, the news is like, well, the Hormuz war is really strapping these companies. It's like, no, man, these companies been doing it before the Hormuz war, before the pandemic. These prices have been getting out of control forever, and your wages aren't keeping up. If anything, the dollar's been devalued so fucking much that even if you got a slight 2% raise, which doesn't cover any inflation, greedflation, I'm sorry, then your dollar's still worth less. So technically, you got a D raise. You got the opposite of a raise. You got an anti raise. You got a fucking, they're stealing money from you left and right. And it's just amazing because the common sense says, well, the economy really needs people purchasing shit to exist. And now that I think it's like the top fucking 30%, like the upper middle class, like the 363,000 plus earners, you know, the ones in the tax bracket that got the huge tax cut from Trump, they're the only ones really supplying the economy with any kind of money to move around. Uh, that should be a huge warning sign, and it should just be better for the economy if everyone can travel and buy groceries and do things, but that's not what it is. And I don't know, again, I always try to think, like, what's the long-term plan for this? You know, to just jail people? Like, what are they going to do? Just like, what, they're like, wow, these people can't spend any money. They're not really worth anything to us. We'll just put them in these for-profit labor prisons. Like, is that the goal? I don't know. Like, walk this one out. I haven't worked in months and I love it. Amen. And that's what I'm for. Amen. And who, like, that's the other thing, you know, who is like, oh, I really want to go to a 9 to 5 all day and spend my life doing that. Like, is there anybody in the chat that's really like, hey man, listen, I got a desk job and it's the greatest 8 hours of my life. You know, I get home, I barely scrape together a supper, and my boss has already emailed me about tomorrow, and I cherish it. I cherish it. I'm like, thank you, boss, for sending me this email right while I was about to dig into my meal. And I'm so excited to get right back to you. I'm going to let this plate of food go cold. I'm going to say my quick prayer to Jesus and get on the computer and do that work you're asking me to do at home. Like, what the fuck? For-profit nursing homes, for-profit prisons, for-profit hospitals, everything is gatekept. And it's weird though, you know, because it's like it's happening in front of people's eyes, but because the media entertains people like Todd Blanche, who is like, I don't know. I don't trust people who don't understand how fucking the world works, you know, especially in the most powerful positions. The guy who can lock people up for seashells is also telling you, like, you need an ID to get into the Chili's down the street. And it's like, has this guy never been to Chili's? Maybe he thinks that Olive Garden, your family, they were literally IDing people, being like, nope, you don't have the last name Olivio Garden. You know, it's like, what is going on? If you say something that's stupid, that's easily fucking debunkable, like I just tend not to trust you, you know? It's the same with the people who come in the chat that are like, just work a little bit harder, just work more jobs, and then you'll never buy a home, and maybe you'll not starve, and you'll definitely not have health care. You know, work all those triple part-time jobs because you don't have enough hours in the week to not have your health care. Like those people, I go, I can't trust you. Like whose interest does that serve? You know, to say like we should have the unhealthiest, most grinded down, work to death fucking communities on earth. Who does that benefit? Like, does that make your life better? Because I know a lot of these people claim to just be a business owner, just be an entrepreneur. It's like, do you think the people that are working all the time are trying to go to your fucking motorcycle fabrication shop or whatever the fuck you do? I don't know. You know? No, man, I'm a contractor. Okay, you think people like they can afford to fix shit? No, man, I do yardscaping. Okay, you think that's not going to get sacrificed when people are like I can't afford food? Like God, man, how do we deprogram these people to understand that like wanting your community to be healthy, fucking wealthy and safer is only going to help you. I don't know how to tell you this. It's Ted Vasso's getting paid. Look at that fucking twat. I hate him. I just hate the look at him. Okay? That's how you judge people. You go, oh, really? I don't trust that smile and a big butt and a fucking button down suit. That's what I don't trust. Not to mention like his own investors, you know, this is an article from a couple years ago. His own investors are like, are you sure you're worth 100? Are you sure? Are you sure you're worth 183 million? I don't think so. And he's like, oh no, trust me, I need to make $5,000 an hour. And they're like, what about the people doing all the work? You know, this guy doesn't look like he's getting his fucking hands dirty stocking shelves. I'm sorry. And that product ain't going to sell itself, Ted. Ted Vaseline or whatever your name is. Why don't you get in there? Why don't you stop leaning and start cleaning? You know, you've all heard that. You got time to lean, you got time to clean. And I go, fuck you. Fuck you. I ain't cleaning. I'm leaning right now. And that's about a good enough, you know? I'm human. Go get your AI to clean. Suck a dick. That's what I like to say. I tell him, chew a bag of dicks, Ted. And that's what his investors were saying. Don't quote me. There's a book about it. That was a little Var Burton for you. Dollar and general investors are pushing for shareholders to vote against the executive compensation. Serious concerns regarding Dollar General's governance, corporate priorities, and treatment of its workforce. Yeah, that says about it all. This is the summary for every fucking corporation in America. It's just maybe Dollar General investors were like, we should be heading the company a different direction. What's the long-term goal here, Ted? For you to get rich, strip the place for copper, and then fucking abandon ship? Ted? But I was doing the math, and again, I was doing easy math. I was doing American math. I was taking, about 183 million over I should have done 200 million over 10 years. That would have been a little bit better because that's, 20 million a year. That's 10 grand an hour. Sorry. So about 10 grand an hour is what Ted's making. In 2 hours, he makes more than his employees make in a year. His average employee from this article, I linked it down below so you could read it right there. Sorry, right here. His average employee makes 18 grand a year, and he makes that in 2 hours. If you're an American and you're like, if you're defending Ted Vassos, who would probably piss on your grave if he had to take a leak hard enough and his private plane landed somewhere near a graveyard, he would piss on your grave. Make no mistake. He does not respect humanity. Anybody who can take away 10 grand an hour while paying their employees that in a fucking year does not respect humans. Um, if you're defending him, just know you're anti-American. This is anti-American to fucking be like, yeah, the people that are doing all the work should not make any amount of money or have any health care, should starve and fucking buy the overinflated fucking price of their 3 chips in a bag for the same fucking, for the worst price that you would have got at a grocery store. And what they did is they come into towns. Dollar General, like this TikToker or whatever he is, said, they come into town, they undersell everybody, they drive the grocery stores out, they drive any competition out because they can't compete with dollar, even though stuff isn't even a dollar. I hate you, Ted. Fuck you. These people are parasites on the fucking teat of America. I want you to imagine a nice, voluptuous teat and a bunch of parasites on it. You know what they look like? This motherfucker right here. This guy. I'll read some comments now. If you can't be a jerk, don't be a manager. Yeah, that's pretty much the motto. Well, that, and they look for managers who can just yes corporations to death. They look for managers. This is what they want management. They want you to treat the corporate laws, which are just made up. They're called policies for a reason, because it's like, that's not a real fucking thing. But just wait till the next CEO comes in here and he's like, we're changing all the policies. Now you all got to do this and wear this. It's like, it's all fucking made up. All it is a power move. This is what they teach you in C-suite school. In the corporate school, they just teach you how to do power moves on people. And as soon as you know your rights and fucking understand that it's a power move, you know how to fucking act accordingly. But all these policies are just bullshit. But what they're looking for in management is people who will act like the policies are, ancient script text in the fucking, they were the lost 20th commandment, and that they'll apply them fucking ruthlessly upon people and be like, we'll fire you if you don't do that. That's all they want. People that will exercise the little bit of power that they're given from higher up corporate gods and ruthlessly fucking embody that policy to the people who are doing all the work, and threaten their livelihood with it. That's what management really wants. That's what they're looking for in a good manager. That's why I was a bad manager. Managers equals cops. Yeah, 100%. That's why when I was a manager, I would go to the hires up and I would be like, yo, these people need more money. They'd be like, we're not doing it. I'd be like, take it out of my salary. That's a real life story. And they did not like me. They did not like me. They were like, we don't do that. I was like, do it. Take it out of my fucking salary and give it to that dude. He's doing so much work. By the way, if you want to see how the corporate buyouts are going, Dave's Killer Bread? Dave's Killer Bread? It's getting a new meaning after this viral video. Where the fuck did I not take a picture of it? I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna play the audio for you. Man, I've been out of it. Oh no, I did take a picture of it. Dave's Killer Bread? It's got a whole new meaning now. And I thought Dave was like a reformed prisoner. Hold on, let me do a little backstory on this. Dave's Killer Bread. I should have done this before, but I'm tired from selling my life to these corporations. Fuck them. Who bought out? Which private equity? Hold on. Which private equity bought out Dave's Killer Bread. Good Partners, a New York-based private equity firm. See that? I didn't even need to fucking like. That's a guess that private equity bought out Dave's Killer Bread, because I'm pretty sure the story. What's the story? Now let's look up the story. The story. That's what they want to sell you. They want to sell you the story. The story behind Dave's Killer Bread. Well, he was fermenting peaches in the prison in the shoe segment, and he came out and said, I can make some real good bread and I'll call it Killer because I murdered 40 people. You know, people were like, oh, I love a redemption arc. Oh, look up J6 reoffenders. Story behind Dave's Killer Bread. Dave Dahl's story is a remarkable tale of redemption. I haven't even read this before, and this is how predictable this bullshit is. Turning his life around after 15 years in prison for burglary and drug-related offenses. Oh, he's a fellow drug war fucking veteran. It was an honor serving with you, Dave Dahl. You should not have been in prison for that. And I'm guessing the burglary is the drug-related offense, so you probably should have never been to prison. You know what I mean? This isn't a redemption story. This is America's turning fucking people who are affected by a disease into criminals. This is the next they're gonna fucking criminalize cancer patients. Released in 2004, Dave joined his brother's bakery, developing high-quality organic self-seed covered loaf in 2005. The brand grew into a nationwide success, eventually selling out for $275 million, built on second chances and employing many ex-convicts. Oh, what a story. What a story. Do you love that? Do you buy Dave's Killer Bread because of the story? Well, Dave doesn't own it anymore. It's Good Partners, a New York-based private equity firm. They bought it in 2012. And then they exited the investment when the company was sold to Flower Foods Inc. in 2015. Yeah, that's right. Oh, Flower Foods, the owner of brands like Wonder Bread and Nature's Own. Oh, they bought it for $275 million, and Dave is sitting comfy. Oh man, yeah. PR Newswire. Flower Foods, New York Stock Exchange, Flow, announced it's completed the acquisition. That's the last thing you want to hear about a company you used to trust. They completed the acquisition. Once you hear that, just know fucking wood chips are coming, baby. The wood chips are coming. You ready for this? This is Dave's Killer Bread. No more association to Dave. He is a 275 millionaire, probably sitting somewhere comfortable in Oregon, never going to prison again. Let's hope he's doing some activism. Dave, you want to fucking super chat the channel, buddy? Support the workers who are trying to expose this fucking hypocrisy while they're selling your story, Dave. Dave, when you did the acquisition to Flower Foods or to Good Partners or to whatever private equity that is now putting wood chips in your goddamn bread, you should have been able to, like, this is how you do an acquisition. You go, okay, I'll sell you the story. You get to my redemption arc. I'll sell you. That's what he sold. He didn't sell bread. They were like, we can make bread. We make bread. Fuck people. They were like, we need your story, Dave. We need your redemption story. We need to say, ex-convict, do you want to support redemption in this land of prisons? That's what he sold, just so we're clear. And Dave, if I were you, I would have said, okay, but you fucking take this sideways, or you know what? We're just putting an asterisk. At the end of my little redemption story, it says asterisk. Dave is no longer associated with this is some private equity firm that paid me a lot of fucking money to not have to deal with these problems anymore, and I will not be eating wood chip bread. But you can take your chances with private equity if you trust them. I was doing this. I mean, it's going to be a long asterisk. Maybe the loaves of bread have to get bigger, which they would never do. But I would have done that, Dave. I would have not have sold my fucking story without saying, but if you really want my story, you'll put in this asterisk. Now owned by private equity. Dave no longer associated. Cannot be responsible for wood chips in your bread. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, let this lady explain it to you.
This message is for Dave's Killer Bread and Dave's Killer Bread only. I don't know. Actually, this is a public service announcement, maybe. We're just- We were just about to, I was just about to feed a sandwich to my daughter when I was cutting the crust off of the sandwich, and there's actual wood chips in the loaf of bread. And at first I was gaslighting myself. I was like, maybe it's some sort of like grain or oat or something. But no, it's for sure a wood chip. And they're like all throughout this bread. And I've gone through like literally the entire loaf now feeling for it. I thought it was just in one piece. Not that that makes it better. But there's literal wood chips throughout our whole loaf of bread. So check your Dave's Killer Bread for wood chips.
By the way, sweetheart, if you don't mind me calling you that, I mean it in a loving way. You should have just looked up who owns Dave's Killer Bread. I know everybody thinks it's Dave, but no, they're selling you a story. You should have said people that make Wonder Bread, Flour Foods. Are you not paying attention? Do you care not about Dave's good name? And Dave, where are you? You know, Dave Dahl. I'm gonna look him up real quick. Is he doing a YouTube video being like, hey man, my Dave Dahl YouTube? Does he have a YouTube? Yeah, he does. Ooh, that's a tough picture. Oh yeah, Dave's Killer Bread. Uh 2 years ago. Dave, do you not give a shit that private equity is trashing your name? Yeah. I'm not gonna watch any of this shit. Yep. Okay. Yep. Nope. Nope. Dave doesn't give a fuck. He cashed the fuck out. So yeah, that's adorable, lady. That's adorable that you're like, hey, this is a message for Dave. Dave don't live here anymore, sweetheart. This is Wonder Bread Foods now. Okay. And it's sad. It's sad that this many Americans are like, man, I still thought Dave was making this out of the fucking mess hall in the prisons. That's where we are, America. That's where we are, America. By the way, if you didn't know, Donald Trump had a bunch of underage girls. They're definitely not 18. Dance for him, and you know that's Donald Trump by the way he's dancing. What else? Did you see this tweet from a mentally unstable man? The White House is tweeting Donald Trump saying winning for 1 hour. You know, nothing says winning like trying to convince you by having a 1 hour video of him saying winning. You could have just fucking, done something for the people in this country. Jesus, instead of, I guess it's easier to tweet. Oh, by the way, this guy, another MAGA, sentenced to 10 years in federal prison, traveled to Prague 14 plus times to pay for it with underage boys. Ho, 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 ho! All right, MAGA. These states, if you're commenting from one of these states, you shut your mouth because I'm paying for you. What else do we got here? Oh yeah, that's the CEO. Oh, this is what we got to get to. This is such a hard lesson for MAGA to not ever learn. Oh, and then we're gonna get to the other pedo. Oh, you know what? Let's just get to the other one. Let's play this clip real quick. If you don't know, this dude, hardcore MAGA. I am MAGA to the core. And then he said, rip haters, and he showed the picture of him and Trump. Well, let's listen to what he's charged with.
Then there's Craig Long we arrested. He's 41. Some of you may recognize him. He's an influencer. He also owns Craig Long Fitness in Tampa. He was seeking the services of a prostitute.
I bet he had good deals for all them high school girls. I bet he was like, buy one, get one. Come on in, ladies. Woo.
Did I tell you that he's married? That he's got 125 followers on Instagram?
Now I'm guessing he meant 125,000 because either that or this sheriff is hardcore dissing him. He's like, did I mention he's only got 125 followers on Instagram? Fucking loser.
568 followers on TikTok.
That's it? Come on, man. That's like, those are my numbers on TikTok.
Well, I'm going to give him some content for his social media today.
By the way, I hate this sheriff. You can only hope that one day the sweet irony is that he gets busted and somebody's like, this sheriff who used to try to do a comedy roast of all these criminals. Like, I hate this dude. He's been doing it for so long.
Day.
You know what would be worth our tax dollars? Have someone like Stavros or who's that other comic? There's a few different comics. Like have a like use some of our tax money to write this and church it up, you know? Because this old white Florida comedy just ain't hitting like it used to, man.
He was a previous felon who straightened up. Really, what we want to see in life.
Really? Do you? Is that what America lends itself to? To the redemption story? Is that what it is? That's why you don't give them voting rights or anything like that? Okay, okay.
Now he's an influencer. You know, he moves in big circles,
The biggest.
even with the president. This is a photograph with the president and his son not long ago. Now, we like to see people who make mistakes early in life, and he had a long history straighten up. We like the fact that he likes the cops. Heck, he liked them so much, he got caught up in a sting and got to be up and real close with the cops.
Yeah, this guy, you need a writer, man. You need somebody to write the jokes for you, just like, you know, a lot of the comics that perform. You know, get Anthony Jeselnik to write you some stuff. You know, you're gonna have to pay top dollar, but I'm telling you, it will get you more views. That guy bores me. So yeah, that is MAGA. MAGA's finest. MAGA's finest. MAGA to the gore. Did he really straighten up? No, he didn't. He didn't, Raygun. And that's kind of the thing with MAGA, you know? My ass got arrested. They should put a hard R on the end of MAGA. My ass got arrested again. Or they could just do a double A. MAGAA. My ass got arrested again. MAGA. Okay. Now we got to get to old horse legs herself. Somebody should AI her with horse legs. This is hilarious. Cause it's like, Marjorie, you did so much damage to this fucking country. I don't want to hear you complain. Just kind of be quiet and you know, try to disassemble shit from the inside or stuff. But it's just amazing to me. Really what baffles me is MAGA can hear this lady being like, I was the strongest horse leg kicking she-male in the movement. I was the MAGA movement. And as soon as I was like, oh, you're not going to release the Epstein files, this stuff happens. I'm just going to let her do it.
I got no response from Susie Wiles. None. And she's a mother and a grandmother and a woman. I got no response from James Blair because he only cares about making money on campaigns. I did hear from Kash Patel. He said on it, but I haven't heard from him since. I don't know what he's on.
Okay, whoever is doing that loud, obnoxious laugh in the back, like it wasn't that funny. Like it just wasn't. Stop.
JD Vance was very nice to me, compassionate and kind.
Yeah, he mistook you for a couch.
Re-
Where's that guy laughing? Hold on. He mistook you for a couch. Thank you. You know what? That did kind of feel good. I like that guy now. I like that guy. That guy was laughing at the appropriate amount.
JD Vance was very nice to me, compassionate and kind, and reassured me that he would do everything we could to find out what's going on.
I swear to God, when I look at her, I think of the island of Dr. Moreau, and I'm like, this is what happens when, you know, all those horse and pony shows go awry and they have a baby. This is what happens, man. You can't fuck around with nature like that, you know? Nature finds a way, and it did. And it's called Marjorie Taylor Horselegs Green.
Never heard back from Donald Trump. And I saved these text messages. I'd probably get put in jail if I released them publicly, but I saved them.
Release them publicly. You should release them publicly.
Where Donald Trump proceeded to tell me that it was my fault and that I deserve it. If my son gets killed, I deserve it because I was a traitor to him.
I don't understand how anybody could support a man who would have Marjorie Horselegs Green be one of his most fervent sycophants. Like she was all up in his piece, doing his dirty work, screaming at the kids from Parkland, just absolutely debaucherous behavior, left and right and center. This lady had no rock bottom. She was not above screaming at children, who had just suffered one of the most traumatic things to ever experience in life. And she wasn't loyal enough because she moved away after the Epstein file thing, after she stood with the survivors. And Donald Trump was like, no, you're weak and stupid if you're still on the Epstein tip. And do you hear? Like, I don't, like, if you think, like, oh, it just couldn't happen to me, like, you're sorely mistaken. You got to understand, Donald Trump cherishes nothing but the power he has over those who are loyal to him. And as soon as you start to, whiff different, he doesn't care if your kids get killed. That's what the text messages were.
But I saved them.
And you think this dude values your life? Are you fucking high? There's no way you put in more work than this horse-legged bitch. Like she was debaucherous with her behavior. You can't out rock bottom her. Like she was the most filthy when it came to fucking going after people. She had no fucking moral bounds. None. Like this lady is disgusting. She helped usher in this age, only to find out that, oh, as soon as you don't agree on something, he doesn't care if your kids get killed. I mean, it's par for the course. You can read the Epstein files. He does not care about children. But it's just, I just wonder what it takes to still be in MAGA and to be like, oh, no, that's just her. Like, it wouldn't happen to me. Yeah, I'm losing my farm and gas is really expensive, but that's not like personally against me. Donald Trump loves me. He said that once.
Where Donald Trump proceeded to tell me that it was my fault and that I deserve it. If my son gets killed, I deserve it because I was a traitor to him.
This is the party that cares about kids and families, and I don't know what else their bullshit lines are. Like, really? Really? President Reagan, he has everything in the world and it's not enough. He's still a miserable person surrounded by people who have to pretend to like him. I won't show you how China's medical is more advanced. I'll just show you how Cuba's is. They have a lung cancer vaccine. Go look it up. Don't be stupid. Stop being so stupid. Stop it. Oh, that doesn't work. Go read. Go read. By the way, I was talking about, what was it, China? How they had advanced the thing to regrow teeth. If Gma was here, she mentioned it the other day. She's like, I missed the stories where you're talking about China learning to regrow teeth. And I'm like, yeah, we'll never get that in America. Like, just read. God damn, stop getting all your news from Jesse Waters. Educate yourself, not Fox News yourself. That's right. We're not arguing about Cuba. I love that. You don't get to bring up Cuba. Isn't that the socialist fear of everything? Like, Donald Trump loves China. That's why he makes all his clothes there, He loves Russia. That's why he lets all those Russian oligarchs buy all the properties and his meme coins. Let's talk about Cuba, that failed nation, right? They failed so hard we had to blockade it for 70 years. And they still managed the lung cancer vaccine. Go look it up. Hey, remember when the president didn't interrupt your fucking everyday life with some dumb shit? Yeah, does anybody remember that? Oh my God. It was so much just not irritating. This is so irritating because, like, the people that are like, oh, he's obsessed with Trump. I'm like, no, this motherfucker just keeps going out and lying all the time. Oh, we won the war. We didn't win the war. They're keeping the Strait closed. We're going to blockade the blockade. It's like when lies run rampant, if you stay silent, you're complicit. I refuse to be complicit in this bullshit. I don't give a fuck. I'm leaving a digital record that I said no. bullshit. Fuck this. Fuck them. No, you don't get to back out now and be like, can you believe it? Donald Trump won and my kid's dead. Yeah, you were doing that shit for him. You were yelling at the Parkland shooter survivors, you fucking dumb bitch. All for the MAGA's sake. Oh, and now you're surprised that the chickens came home to roost? Really? You're shocked that he did his MO? That he was like, you're not loyal. You're a traitor to the Trump cause. Really? I don't care what happens to you. Like, did you not see the writing on the wall? He removed security from fucking John Bolton, who did his dirty work and then turned his back on him. He fucking doesn't pay any of his people. Like, you're surprised, Marjorie Taylor Greene, that the shit you used to pull for him is now coming home to roost? Give me a fucking break, man. Pepperidge Farms remembers. That's right. Dan is awesome. 1,000. Man, there was a time where in America we used to say Audi 5,000, and now we can't even say that anymore. We got to say Audi 1,000. Times are hard, man. Hey, Maggot, what's your favorite thing? Is it the ballroom or the gas prices? Yeah, what is your favorite thing about right now? That they're pushing $1 trillion ballroom paid by us? Or is it the gas prices that are enriching his billionaires? Or is it the Kalashi poly market insider trading and the government contracts his kids keep getting? What is your favorite part about America right now that you're so like, this is awesome? What is it? Dying to know. Biotech infrastructures. China's rapid expansion is supported by massive state investment and dominant position in supplying active pharmaceutical ingredients to the U.S. They provide a lot more than pharmaceutical ingredients to the U.S. Exxon record profits. Burp. If you haven't been paying attention, you don't even have to like guess. You could just fucking go. Every corporation right now has record profits. All of them. That's a crazy thing right now. I'm like, the Gilded Age, if you know anything about that time period that Donald Trump said we're going to usher in, was very specific on who it benefited. And it wasn't the workers. I showed you political cartoons from the time where the workers were getting squished by a vice, and the fat cat CEOs were fatter than ever with money pouring out of them. So the Gilded Age means whether it's fake or not, whether it's artificially inseminated stock markets, or if it's just insider trading on fucking wars, or if it's just them handing taxpayer government contracts to all their friends. Overinflated prices, overinflated fucking estimates, and they're just like, it's not our money. Take that tax money. We don't give a shit. Adding trillions upon trillions to our debt while we suffer. Every corporation is doing fucking gangbusters right now. Gangbusters. I even showed you, what was it, Jack Dorsey, the guy who made Twitter? He started a new company and he announced layoffs. And the hilarious thing was, in his own letter to the company, because he fires everybody by email, he's like, oh, don't worry, the company's doing gangbusters. We're making money hand over fist, but we just don't want to have humans to pay anymore. So we're just laying a bunch of people off. I showed it to you because I was like, this is brazenly fucking criminal. If you believe in humans, making humans starve, a violation of human rights. If you're in my mindset of like, oh, you have ample money that you're hoarding and you're going to make people in one of the worst fucking economies ever go jobless. Okay. That seems criminal to me, but what do I know? I'm just some guy on YouTube that's saying, wake the fuck up. They're making enough money. They're making all the money. They're not worried about it. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you see Jeff Bezos come out in the news and be like, gas prices? How am I going to afford this on my yacht? You see Ben Shapiro coming out being like, how am I going to drive around in my BMW? How am I going to just drive aimlessly trying to think of shower thoughts for my next episode? Do you hear Joe Rogan talking about his yacht's fuel prices? I'm sorry, these people don't live in your fucking echelon. God. And it's just amazing because these people are like, oh no, Joe Rogan's really concerned about the common man. Oh, really? Then why does he text the president about fucking arresting James Comey for seashells by the seashore? Why is he only texting him when it's stupid fucking psychedelics? You know, which I believe in, but just not right now. If Elon, exactly, if Elon didn't have $1 trillion sitting there, I don't know how I'd be able to sleep at night, man. Totally. uh, uh. Oh, did you see the CNN covered this? We've been saying forever. The U.S. bases damaged by Iran. That's the other thing. Like once this regime is out of power, we can get some exposés on what's really happening. It's going to be devastating for people. Hold on. All right. How many Trump gold cards have been sold? They say 5 million, but do you believe liars? This is the better question. Do you believe liars? Do you believe the people that say Four Seasons landscaping, not the hotel? Do you believe them? Do you believe those people? Do you believe the people that are like, we got to get drag story hour eradicated? And then here they are doing drag story hour, you know, telling the story of a perfume and a pervert. The perfume and the pervert. Marge, Defender of the Week. Ooh, I like that play on words. Defender of the Week. WEAK. Feed is breaking up? Oh no, Steffaruni, is it? Oh no. I hope it's not breaking up. Hold on. Let me see what else I had. What the fuck is this? Why do they always, this is the other thing that I cannot fucking tolerate. Is these gate kept, these goddamn gate kept articles. Just let me read, man. I want to play this for you from Breaking Points. I like Breaking Points. I don't watch it much, but when I do, I appreciate their take.
Yeah, we are rapidly rapidly approaching, very dark territory. Because the incentives are awful. Companies are always looking to shed their workforce so that they can boost their stock price, so that they can then, send out dividends to executives. The executives can then, cash out and move on to the next company and do it again. It's like it's just it's a system designed for looting by executives, and AI is becoming the scooper, the vehicle, the weapon that they're going to do this looting with. And you can say, well, even for the AI skeptics, they're like, oh, I don't actually think it's going to work. Um, they don't care. Like they will lay off these workforces, take the stock price bump, take their dividends, and then
take their dividends and then what? And then leave. Sorry, that got clipped. Sorry, I'm getting cold. I'm getting cold. I can't wear that summery hat. I'm getting chilly. Getting chilly. Sorry. So yeah, and that is the MO of America. This is why I don't understand the workers that defend capitalism. Yeah, it might have gotten us here, but it's run its course. It's over. And if you can't look around and be like, okay, just over the past 20 years, has anything got better? Well, we've had housing market crashes. We've had healthcare market absolutely implode on itself so much that we had to have a Luigi, which he's innocent until proven guilty. He did nothing wrong. I was with him that night. And we now have just massive layoffs. We have the highest gas prices in a long time. Greedflation is run rampant. Like this, they like there's another way, and you got to stop being scared of words, but this is just pathetic. Did you guys see the Charlie Kirk trend where they used the transition, the audio of when Charlie Kirk passed from fentanyl? Show me the toxicity report. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Show me the toxicology report, and I'll concede my point. But until then, they're using these girls in prom, and it's fucking hilarious. It's one of the best transitions I've ever seen. The first time we observed due process in history is in the birthplace of civilization in Hammurabi's Code. I haven't heard that since grade school. Hammurabi's Code. That's a deep cut, bro. Hammurabi's Code. Dude, thank you for that word. Holy shit. The Code of Hammurabi is a foundational Babylonian legal code, 1792 BC, consisting of 282 case laws inscribed in a diorite stela. What the fuck is that? Establishing standards for commerce, family, and criminal law, famous for an eye for an eye justice. It's imposed harsh punishment. What do you do an eye for eye when you're run by pedos, What do you do then? Because I don't want to their kids, you know what I mean? Aiming to unify Hammurabi's empire and protect the weak. Protect the weak? That sounds like communism. The law of retaliation, lex talionis. Punishments often mirrored the offense. If a man breaks another's bone, his bone shall be broken. Again, I can't say I subscribe to Hammurabi's Code with some of the criminal activity that was happening in the Epstein files, because God knows we don't want to have to do that. Can we just put them on Epstein Island and exile them? Man, thank you, Raygun. That's Hammurabi's Code. I don't think I've heard that since grade school. Again, good stuff, man. Good stuff. It was exceptionally effective. No one stole a damn thing. Right. Oh, Tom Hawk's back. He's like, Jesus died for you. If you don't believe, hold on. I'll put my hat on for you, Tom. Don't worry. This is directed right at Trump and his regime. Repent. Repent, you motherfuckers. Repent. I will do the castrating. All right, I guess that's kind of an eye for an eye, Okay. Thank you. That sidewinded me. That sidewinded me when President Reagan dropped the old 9th grade Hammurabi's Code on me. Not in a bad way, 9th grade. I'm just saying, man. The last time you ain't talking about that at the water cooler at work. Like, yeah, man. What do you think about Dakota Hammurabi? Which I love, man. I'm gonna reference that more often. I think that's a deep, deep cut. That's a 1792 BC deep cut, man. And I'll probably fall down a rabbit hole later reading more about it. Because this is interesting. But too angry and depressed to be a liberal. Yeah, don't be a liberal. Liberals are they're status quoers. They just want to go back to what's normal. And what was normal? I don't know, a housing bubble. What was normal? Denying people for their fucking health care with pre-existing conditions. Like what's normal? You know? What do you want to go back to before the Voting Rights Act? What the fuck is status quo? Like there's no status quo in America. All they're saying is we want to defend the rich's ability to do whatever they want while you guys suffer the consequences. That's it. Yep, Sargon. When you come in here and say that you love Trump, just elaborate. Are you a big fan of us paying for a ballroom, the Epstein Memorial Ballroom? Are you a big fan of the War of Hormuz and your gas being $5 a gallon? Or do you love that he gives all his sons the taxpayer contracts and millions of dollars and they go on TV and they're like, we got another government contract? Or do you like the insider trading that he's doing on Polymarket and Kalashi? Which one is it? Which one is it? Or do you just like you're just a big fan of him and the Epstein files? Do you read it like one of those Fabio fucking romance novels at night? Which is it? Of course, you're just a coward and a fucking spineless moron, but whatever. You like the ballroom that's not paid by Trump? Because it's not. Clearly, you don't know how to read or hear. You didn't see that turtle come out of his fucking shell. What's his name? That nonce fucking South Carolina. What's his name? Lindsey Graham. With a name like Lindsey, he's been in the closet for a long time. You didn't hear him come out and be like, we gotta authorize 400 million by the taxpayers for them to sacrifice for this Epstein Memorial Ballroom. But it's just on brand for MAGA to exist in their own reality, feelings over facts every day of the week. They're just like, oh man, everything's great. The ballroom's really gonna benefit me. Or are you just a big fan of our tax money paying for Kid Rock fucking ads? Did you see that? I'm not gonna play it for you, but he's using the American military as a promotional tool. I guess ticket sales must be really down when you start getting state propaganda to fucking sell tickets to your show. I wouldn't be surprised if they just started using taxpayer money to buy up all the Kid Rock tickets because they're like, we got to support this guy. He's clearly a fucking inbred fucking dumb hick from fucking claims to be. They called him the cowboy from Detroit City, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's no cowboys there, and he's not from Detroit City, anyways. But yeah. Brainless morons got played by a felon and they cannot admit it. What's up, Gensley Report? My favorite is the colorful John Kennedy. I hate that dude. Not the one that got pew-pewed a long time. If we had only had a ballroom for JFK. If we had only had a ballroom, he'd still be here. Anyways. But yeah, are you talking about the Louisiana John Kennedy? Kid Rock, useful idiot. RFK sold out his soul. You'd have to consider you'd have to believe he had a soul to begin with. And if you've heard his past, I don't really believe he had one, He might have had a reptilian soul. But what I wanted to do, so I used to try to ghost hunt, but times are tough, man. You can't do that shit anymore. I wanted to see if we could summon the ghost of Charlie Kirk. And ask him if fentanyl was did you die of fentanyl? Hold on. Let's get a FM channel on here. Let's hit the sweep rate up a little bit. We'll do FM in reverse and we'll do AM forward and turn up the volume. Charlie Kirk, can you commune with us? Something just said something. Charlie Kirk, are you there? Charlie, I'm summoning you out of the depths of hell. Can you communicate with us? Charlie, are you angry JD Vance might be banging your wife? Hold on, I'll mute it. We're summoning the the troglodyte Charlie Kirk. Please say Charlie if you're here. All right, Charlie, if you're not going to answer, go fuck yourself. Then I'd like to speak to Tupac or Kurt Cobain. Can you put them on the phone? I know Tupac is probably busy doing a show with Kurt Cobain. Then I'll go back to Charlie Kirk. Psychic? That sounded like Charlie Kirk. Charlie, if I could have your attention for 1 second, I'd just like to say, I hope in hell you're chewing on a bag of dicks. Charlie. Chuck. Charlie. Please tell me if you can hear me. Just say a clear yes. What did that say? I need a clear yes, if you can hear me. I need a clear yes. Stop fucking around, man. Say yes if you can hear me, Charlie Kirk. Can I get a yes? That sounded like what? Can I get a yes? If Charlie Kirk can hear me. Okay, if anybody can relay a message to Charlie for me. Can you relay a message? Did he die of fentanyl? Did Charlie die of fentanyl? Hello? All right, can somebody relay a message to Charlie for me? Tell him to suck a bag. Sorry. Chew a bag of dicks. Tell him we're all enjoying Earth right now, and his wife is an embarrassment. Ask Charlie if he got to see the Drewski skit. It was fucking hilarious. Ask Charlie if he got confused when he saw the Drewski skit and he thought it might have been his wife and wanted to bang Drewski. All right, Charlie's being a cunt right now. I'm sorry about that. We'll try again. We'll try again. I told you I'd bring you. Don't tell him about Erica. All the dicks. That's right, smoking. Sorry. He's rotting in hell. He's busy right now, getting banged by Satan. The Fent the Fent was so powerful it broke his neck. Well, when they were saying that stuff was coming over the border, they weren't joking. It broke his neck, man. Holy Shinto. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Trying to summon Charlie Kirk. You know. I just want to ask him some questions, you know. Does he regret overdosing from fentanyl? Does he have a message for Erica? Stop flirting with. Did he see his monster truck? Did he see his monster truck memorial? What does he think of the high school girls doing transitions with his audio? You know? You know, these are the questions I really wanted to know. Hold on, my dog is going nuts. Come on. Good girl. We'll try again. It's been a while since I broke out the paranormal equipment. Somebody around here painted their privacy fence with Charlie Kirk on it. Oh my God. I would say you know what to do. Street art. Oh, is Shubel Morgan on? Hold on. Let me see if Shubel Morgan's on. Oh, I forgot. Well, because Shubel wasn't here, so he didn't. I call him Shubel Morgan. He's live. Let's see what he's doing. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, I'm not going to help you two by answering a question. Absolutely not.
When you're not chattering enough.
How is he taking calls? Oh, yeah, look, Nurse Rod. It's not all fake news. You have to sift through the crap. Critical thinking. Good comment, Nurse Rod.
All day, which maybe you do.
How are you taking calls? Give me the secrets to this sorcery. Give me the secrets to your sorcery.
I think maybe you do. Then
What the is this? No. How do you call in? I'm gonna prank call. I got too much time on my hands. Just kidding. I have no time.
Or four, right? And it's really hard to build community, but I don't think that that means that I shouldn't know what's going on the national or international arenas, right? My money,
I don't watch the news, so that's fine.
my money is being taken from me against my consent and used to kill people in Iran. I think people should know about that. I think people should understand that the companies and the country are going to misrepresent what's happening there.
By the way, did you see that gas prices in Iran are at like 12 cents, like comparatively? The U.S. price in Iran, like conversion rate, it's like 12 cents a gallon. Iran. Oh, I guess that's America first.
I agree with you, but
And so
it doesn't therefore mean that I will watch the news every day.
Nobody's telling you to watch the news. Shut up and listen to Shubel Morgan, man.
yeah, but I do a show about the news every day. I'm not asking.
Granted.
What do you mean that's very specific? It's the biggest story in the world right now. We went into a fucking unasked for war. Who is this caller, Shubel? Let me go after him.
Yes, it's your flagship show, etc. And you have reasons to keep doing it, right? And beyond the fact that, yeah, I think your analysis is good. The only news I get is watching your show every once in a while.
That's flattering.
Oh, that's scary. So what this guy is saying, I don't pay attention to anything, but I will call in and have comments on everything. Okay.
I mean,
and listen, I'm not saying you got to watch the news, but I'll just say, like, read something, brother.
I like it, but you know,
wait a minute. Is this live? Okay, there we go.
Once again, this hour brought to you by Crazy Jackdaw, all the way from Scotland. So, all right, All that I think is true, but
Sorry to cut you off, but I got my poetry
Mm.
collection published in a Scottish literary journal. So
Okay.
Read a poem. Prove it. Read a poem. Tell him to read a poem, Shoebell.
Yeah,
it's she might know it. Maybe I'll put it in chat.
should. Um, what
No, you don't put it in chat. Read it now. Tell him to read a poem. If he wrote them, he should know them memorized. I'll give you a haiku. Fuck the Epstein class. I hope they all go to prison. I don't want to do eye for eye. That'd be weird, man. There's my haiku. There's my haiku about the Epstein class.
I want to say was okay. So we have these things where you're right. Maybe it is like I love that idea that it's like we like someone else, some other prey animal is getting torn to shreds, and it's not us. There's something kind of like something natural, but I like to think it's also we like to use our words as weapons and as defense we like to use them as barbed as battle weapons, and we like to see it on display. It's almost like a sporting event to watch words hurt somebody and have the wordplay defend somebody, because that's what inevitably happens, right? We have people who attack.
That's the whole internet. That's how Joe Rogan rose to Palantir fame. That is why Ben Shapiro was once thought of as like a very smart boy, because he just talked really fast. Um, Words are more powerful than anything. That's why when maggots come into the chat and hey, what's up, Shy Pixie? Good to see you. Colin, Rob, play a maggot. No, I couldn't. Cause like what do you do? You're just like, everything's really awesome right now. You know what? I can't wait till gas is $20 a gallon. Like there is just no logic or fucking there's no thread that you can run. There's no storyline. That's the one thing MAGA doesn't have. They don't have a story. Well, they have the Epstein storyline. That's the only storyline they really have. But really, like, there's nothing because MAGA consists of being fed by the mama bird, which is Donald Trump, and then just regurgitating that. So it's like, what's the flavor of the day, you know? And if you don't do that, you're Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Donald Trump wants all your children to be, vacated from this.
So if they just came out and said everything's great, then it really wouldn't.
Oh, right, of course. But that's my point, right? So it's like their bread and butter is, as you say, bleeds it leads. It's all violence. It's like anger, friction, bombings, all this stuff. And I'm not saying these things don't happen. Of course they happen. But the fact is that a worldwide media source, news source, reporting on every exception exception to the rule of peaceable, friendly, empathetic people, which I think the vast majority of people are. Millions of people live next to each other in total peace, right? The news gives this impression the world is violent, angry, malevolent. Everyone's out to get you. There's a
No, it's this is the one thing this dude is missing. I don't mean to co-opt this caller from Shoebell Morgan. Love Shoebell. But he's missing the narrative. There's a narrative with the news that the violence is always top down. Well, that's not their narrative. Is this their narrative is to keep you divided and to keep you fucking watching? Or this is why, when news is like, does your bread have wood chips in it? Find out in a half hour. And you're like, well, I was about to make a sandwich. Why don't you just tell me? It's the original clickbait. And the reason they do that is because they're a for-profit corporation. They don't give a shit if your bread has wood chips in it. They're wealthy people run mouthpieces for even wealthier people. But what this dude's specifically talking about is their narrative needs you to think that the violence is coming from, the left and the right. And they don't he needs to understand that they're distracting you, that the violence is underpaying people, overworking people, denying healthcare to people, which they don't cover at all. And if they do cover, they cover it in as a feel-good story. Like, hey, this kid had cancer and his best friend did a lemonade stand for the whole month to fucking, pay for not enough of it. This one kid raised all the money to eradicate this little kid's school lunch debt. And they package it as this don't you feel good that one kid worked his ass off so the other kid didn't starve? And in a normal fucking world, you'd be like, that's horrific. Why are these kids going into debt to fucking have lunch at school? What the fuck are we doing, man? There's trillionaires. Tax them. And that's really like what's missing from people understanding that it's a narrative, man. They're corporate. If you think a corporation is your friend, go work for one. Go work for one. You know?
And behind every door, there's a kidnapper in every car.
Well, I don't know.
There is, but they're running the government. And the fucking corporate news is here to run distraction theater for you. They're here to show you the one guy that stole something because his family was starving and he's underpaid, so he was forced into fucking stealing, and make you think they amplify that while they downplay wage theft being the biggest theft in America. It dwarfs anything else. And then people like Mamdani come out and be like, hey, there's wage theft happening at Dunkin' Donuts and what was it? Taco Bell or something. And they were like, and it's millions of dollars and we're giving it back to those workers, And the news ain't covering that. I had to cover that from Mamdami's own YouTube channel, You'd figure if there was $50 billion in theft happening, the news would be like, and number one, again, these corporations are stealing all. You better check your paycheck. And they're not doing that. They're like, a guy down the street stole some bread because he's not paid enough. He's starving. He didn't want to die. So put him in jail. And I don't know. Is your bread safe? No, my bread isn't safe because there's wood chips in it because Flour Foods bought out Dave's Killer Bread for the branding, and motherfucker, they're putting wood chips in it because they don't give a shit. They fired everybody. It's AI making the bread now.
I get it.
And then if I don't get an alert on my phone, I just doesn't even register. I just completely I'm sorry about that. But at the end of bad UX UI, it is a little bad. There's a lot going on the opening screen. There's puzzles. The first thing you see is puzzles, a recommended match, and the big button play.
Could I just say I like reading his chat? This is fun. We're watching Shubal Morgan reclaim the land and resources the billionaires got through exploiting and extorting. 100%. Hey, what's happening all? Turtle peace. I like that. I love turtles and I love peace. I love sea turtles. I love sea turtles. Something majestic about them. Are you a pastor? I'm a reverend. Snowset 675. Welcome. Welcome, Snowset. Are you a friendly? I wanted to say I like reading Shubel Morgan's chat because this dude Ben from Berlin says, okay, I'm out now, going to play chess. Steve! Bye, Ben. Stop ignoring me. I'm the only person here who subscribed to your channel. Nooch! In soup. Goodbye. Like, Ben really needs some attention paid to him, and Ben, you got it from me, buddy. He said bye like 3 times and then stop ignoring me. This is adorable. Some people just want to be loved. That's all it is, And it's ironic they're seeking the hateful methods.
Then you should put your head in the sand and ignore the things that are legitimately fear worthy. A lot of these things are legitimately scary things. The threat of global catastrophe, the threat of climate change, the threat of my gas prices going up even more than they already are, the threat of
Point, Skyjack.
Oh, wait a minute.
About these things.
Oh shit, I figured out. I clicked the link. Hold on, get in the ring. Open StreamYard. I know how to open StreamYard. Don't tell me what to do. Oh shit, because I'm logged in with something else. I can't do it. So that's how he's doing it. He's doing it through StreamYard. Interesting. I figured it out. I figured it out. I can't call in though, because I can't. I was gonna call in live from my show. Who's talking on the video? Hey, what's up, Jacqueline? Good to see you. Am I muted and how come? Yes, that's how I read that. 27, Craig, did you go to Trump University? Did you go and not get your money back? Clippy as an avatar. Okay. Snowset is a friendly. Well, welcome. Hit subscribe. Join us. We're listening to Shoebell Morgan. That's what I call him. He goes by Skyjack. I don't know why.
News the way you think. I think most people
He should go by Captain Morgan. I don't think that's taken. I'm not sure though.
are consuming it on TikTok and stuff. Other people talking about these things. They're usually getting it in a contextualized form these days. They're not like sitting down reading the paper. They're not waking
That's
up and
more
watching.
dangerous. It's more dangerous getting in a contextualized form.
Maybe. But
Make this dude read his poetry. He's boring me.
they're not like waking up and watching the news. They're getting it kind of throughout the day. It's not like the old days where you wake up and watch Good Morning America for 3 hours and then head off to work. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, who's got time for that? You got to do some door dashing right before your first job, and then you got to Uber Eats before your second job, and then you got to go to your night shift, right?
yeah, right. Tonight I'll tell you, news at 11. I mean, I think that people might still watch the local news. I think that's still a thing, but it's like a half an hour before they watch something else. It's like there's a half-hour gap between this and that, and they watch the news for 30 minutes about what's going on in their. They watch the weather, they watch, so and so was killed.
Nobody has TV anymore, man. We're all streaming the news. Okay. I don't know. If this caller doesn't start reading his poems, I'm out.
For you to inculcate.
Man, come on. We need some hot shit. I should call in. I can't. Oh, Sardion said shout out to Boston Rob. Sardion. He's a real one. Hey, the Anacle's in there. Anacle, you better be in my chat. Some people don't know politicians are real and evil. Good comment. Blind faith in the future is not being informed. Good comment. I wish I could like these comments. Not everyone is you, caller. I like that one. Should go for a walk because it's nice out. Kathy, God damn it, Kathy, stay on point. If you're going for a walk, you're not watching Shoebell. These people. All right, let's play.
We'll tell you about all these things that need to change, but don't go too far.
That's liberalism. That's called status quo liberalism. We'll tell you about the changes, but we're not going to do them.
Like, it's more talking about what they exclude is more important than what they include. Like, and I think that's why when you say things like these are selected stories, well, yeah, they are. It doesn't mean that those stories are.
That's right. Oh, I can chat too
because they don't want you talking about the other stuff.
I'm not on my account though. I'm not chatting from this. Thank you, Nurse Rod. Nurse Rod, tell him again. Make this caller read a poem. I want to hear some poetry. We need more art. Nurse Rod, tell him we need more art. Read your poem, caller. Just give us one. Give us one. Give us something. Give us a poem.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, froze.
Crypto and debanking. People still talk about those things. It's just they're a little harder to talk about. They're not as fun to talk about. And most people already they're not as controversial. It's kind of like I usually when I'm framing stuff up, I'll use it to be like, okay, well, this is exactly why we need to abolish capitalism. Look what this story is actually telling us. This is what's really happening here. And I don't think most people are doing that. They're like, oh my God, Trump's so dumb. And I do some of that too, but
well, you can't avoid it because Trump is so dumb. Read a poem, douchebag. Nurse Rod. That's funny because I was commenting on what's it? The Smoking Blondie. I was commenting on the Smoking Blondie episode. And he said, "Hey, when are you going to come on the show?" And I said, as long as you allow me to call Donald Trump a stupid cunt or something. I said a spoiled cunt. As long as you're allowed to let me as long as I can call Donald Trump a spoiled cunt on your show. He hasn't replied, so I don't know if I'm getting invited, but I got to be able to say cunt a couple of times at least when talking about Donald Trump.
I think a lot of times what I'm trying to say is that like this is no different than ever before, and we need to change the system. We need to tear it down and do something different.
The other thing that I want to mention that gets overlooked a lot is people all the time are like, "Oh, look at he's so angry. Look at the crash out." That's what the kids say now. Um, and the truth is you should be angry. You know, that's like that's co-opting the narrative. Like, "Oh, you shouldn't be angry over this. That shows that you're frazzled." It's like, bro, they're stealing millions from our communities. Maybe hundred, maybe if not no trillions. They're adding trillions to the debt. They're giving their own kids taxpayer contracts. They're fucking illegal insider trading on wars. They're just starting. They promised you no wars, and then they're just starting wars. If you're not fucking pissed off, complacency allows this shit to happen. So when people ever tell you like, "Oh, look at you crashing out," you're goddamn right. If I have to hear another story, and these stories aren't even related to me, these stories are from my comment section, from people I know, from fucking, neighbors or community members where people are talking about like, "Oh, I can't afford my insulin because I also have to eat food and pay rent." And once you hear enough of those stories, like people that came in the chat and they were like, my grandfather got sick, my grandmother had to put the house up for fucking sale, just to afford that. And these are Americans. They don't personally affect me, but I'm just like, how is this doing America better? While I gotta listen to Jeff Bezos talk about fucking bringing Katy Perry to space for a fun fucking afternoon on a Saturday while he comes back wearing a cowboy hat, being like, "I'd just like to thank everybody with the Prime membership for overpaying for bullshit for next day fucking delivery while I'm forcing those people that work and live in your communities to piss in bottles." It's like if that doesn't make you, if you're hearing one of the richest men on earth makes his employees piss in bottles, and that doesn't upset you because those could potentially just be your neighbors, never mind your family members, but those are people in our communities that are being degraded at their fucking job by the wealthiest man. He has everything. He rented Venice for his second wedding. Cheers to a messy divorce, and it's already happening, Jeff. You're already getting divorced again, you fucking twat. But if you're not mad at that, then you're what's allowing this to continue on. Your fucking ignorance or apathy to what is happening in America is allowing this shit to continue. Now, I didn't get to hear if this guy, somebody in the comments tell me if he read a poem or not, because I don't want to miss that shit.
Can I reply to a comment real quick? So,
Of course you can.
Sheldon asked about meditation, and they said meditation is a really good way to process all the noise.
Oh,
You meditate.
Please tell me he's going to have a poem about meditation. Come on, man.
And I just to answer that, I think the meditation actually is when you're not asserting any concept. When you have no concept of any variety in your head. You're not saying I am this, I am that, this should be that, this should be this. Nothing. You're silently observant.
Yes, we know the definition of meditation. Read a poem.
But that I think is true meditation because you're
That
not
is meditation, yes.
you're not imposing a separative concept between you and what is.
Yes. Anything else would be manifestation.
Don't say, now I'm going to start doing that.
Read a poem. Read a poem. Read a poem.
That should be your default state, is not
Yeah, but
a concept.
I'm wondering if I should just log out of my thing and so I could call in and be like, tell that guy to read a poem.
Well, existential threats are around the corner every day. And people
watch a lot of news.
Yeah, I know, right? I do watch a lot of news, but
what do you mean? You don't even have to watch the news to understand that there's existential. Just go to work. Just go to work and say, hey, can I just have some healthcare right now? And they'll be like, no, you're going to be here for a year or 6 months, or there's only open enrollment periods to get your health because that's how health works, right? And the fucking foundation of our healthcare and our health and our well-being only happens at 2 fucking segments of the year. Like, this is psychotic. You don't have to fucking even read the news. You could just exist in the system and be like, wait, I'm very hungry, but that fucking price of potato is much more expensive than it was last year.
But these events are still taking place, and I don't want to have, I do care about justice. I do hunger for it. And I do think that
I don't. I hunger for vengeance. The collar would have been cool if he'd said that. He would have been like, "Justice, that's a thing of the past. We're off of vengeance now. I am the Dark Knight."
Justice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And when I see injustices over and over again, when people are living in areas of squalor and you know, in these
Read your
pristine
poem.
environment, high control environment,
Jack, make
and yet they're destitute.
Stuffleton
An inner
calling in right now. This whole
cares
Melania Carrots to Islam thing is just another MAGA scam.
rats in the street. People start to feel despair.
Wait a minute. Maybe she converted to Islam because she's got some heinous charges coming at her from the Epstein files. You know, like Russell Brand, he was like, "Hey, how to be a Christian in 7 days. Join me on my redemption arc." And Melania probably saw the writing on the wall. She's like, "Oh shit, there's some stuff about to be coming out. I'm about to start praying to fucking Mecca 5 times a day." I get it. It's a good run cover for anything that comes your way. You find religion, you embed yourself with the fucking sacreds, and all of a sudden there's a crowd that will back you.
You react to what's in front of you. You react to danger. You would defend someone that was hurt. You would defend an animal that was being abused. All these things are true. But again, I'm saying that it's a bit of
No, those are not true things, and that's America. There are people that do not defend any of that. They're perpetrators of it. And they're all in the government.
they
Christy Gnome anyone? Christy Gnome anyone? I'm pretty sure she wasn't defending dogs.
two-card Monty game when that empathy is taken over by AP Reuters and news organizations.
Maybe this is why I don't do call-ins, because this guy is exhausting me. If you just give me a poem, maybe I'd be revitalized by his commentary.
I don't know. I think that
The Lusitania, oh, Pearl Harbor, oh this, oh the span, the
well, the wars, wars,
I mean, come on, they love this stuff. They all
Vietnam. I mean, the media was.
I'm sorry, I'm ignoring my own comment segment. Capitalism will always produce oligarchy. Danny, interesting comment. This from a party who think men would wear dresses. I loved when Kurt Cobain wore a dress. I have nothing against the Scottish for wearing their Celtic dresses. I don't understand why your senses are so sensitive to a man wearing a dress. What did you think we had fucking pants in the time of Jesus? Did you think people were wearing Levi's 501s in the time of our Lord Christ? Are you high? What is wrong with you? You've been so fucking propagandized to think like real men wear 501 with the fifth pocket. That's just stupid commentary. Who gives a shit what people wear? That is not, this is where you and I differentiate so much. I don't care what people wear for clothing on their head, besides the Pope. I hate that fucking hat. What is the hat? Wear a trucker hat, Pope. But your whole aesthetic fucking sensitivities, it's almost like maybe you have autism, you know? Like maybe you're like, oh, if people are wearing bright colors like pink, I'm very my senses get off, which that's okay, Then just say that and we'll accommodate you. But wearing dresses, like what are you talking about? Really? If you saw a man in a dress, you'd be like, God damn, get the fucking mini Tylenols, get the aspirin, get the defib. I can't believe it. Like, I just don't get that. And what party am I in? There's no socialist party. You can't have one in America. They locked up Eugene Debs. I just don't understand. Like, this is the fucking commentary that America's entertaining. Like, all this from a guy who said people should wear whatever clothes they want. I don't know. Is this not the land of the free? Are we not free to fucking shop in the women's section? Who cares? This is what I mean. People are starving, going without health care, losing their housing, fucking $5 gas, and you're like, if I see one more man in a dress, I'm gonna fucking lose it. Which, by the way, do you give a shit when it's this man in a dress? You know what I mean? Like, here's the irony of it all. Like, you're like, oh, no. Thoughts and prayers for Rudy Giuliano. It's just fucking lame discourse that Ben Shapiro and his fucking Muppets all tried to convince you was important talk. You know what I mean? Like, really? This? I don't care. I don't care. I don't think he looks good. I think this one is better suited for him if that's how he's going to go out. I'm not going to be like, oh, no, you look great in that one. I'd be like, I don't know, the fat boa, a bit much. This one, okay, you look like a Staten Island grandma. That's fine. From the 80s, by the way. But it's that commentary that people buy into, you know? They buy into that. Like, that's distraction politics. That's Donald Trump when he's talking about trans people playing sports. It's like, I just wish one fucking reporter would go, is this not the land of the free? Is this? Is this not the land of the free? I thought you didn't like Iran because the way they treated their people. I'm very confused right now. Is this just not all a distraction from the Epstein files? Like, I wish one reporter would do that. But it's just hilarious to me. That's why I say, mods, don't mute anybody. Let them do this. Let them be like, I'm very mad. I saw a guy in a dress and now I'm okay with $20 gas as long as there's no more men walking around in dresses. It's like, whoa, don't go to Scotland, buddy. It's fucking crazy. And these are also the people that are like, I listen to hair metal glam rock with all them guys in makeup. It's like the fucking hypocrisy of these own people. They can't keep their story straight. All they know is Mama Bird, Donald Trump, fed them this line that's the biggest threat to them. It's not Jeff Bezos making him piss in bottles instead of taking bathroom breaks. It's that there's a guy potentially wearing a dress somewhere in America. And we know in the land of the free, you only wear 501 Levi's with the fifth pocket. By the way, the fifth pocket, a great invention because it can fit your ear pods right in there. They were predicting the future. That's the only credit I'm going to give to them. Other than that, fuck Levi's and their 501s. What is that? 501 ways to fucking exploit you to make you think a man wears dungarees. Give me a dungaree dress any day and let it breathe. I don't cross my legs when I sit, you dumb bitches.
Ding dang dude.
Sorry, we'll get back to Shoebill Morgan. Solidarity with all my LGBTQ plus community. I still don't understand how these people are like, oh, land of the free, but don't you be who you are. Like it should go ... but don't express yourself in certain ways. That should come at the end of the land of the free for those people. Fuck you. All of you people that think, and this is why maybe Shoebell Morgan shouldn't have me on, because I can't resist telling a good fucking, a good solid girthy fuck you to these people that claim to want the land of the free and they hate the Middle East because you know how they're doing the Sharia law stuff. It's like, dude, you're just trying to do white Sharia law here. That's it. You're trying to do fucking Alabama Sharia law in America, where it's like anything I disagree with, unless I'm getting charged with it, then it's illegal. They're just hypocrites.
Hold on one moment. How you doing, ding dang dude? You have something to say? Something to add to the conversation?
Yeah, actually, I just lived through what this guy's talking.
Wait a minute. You can be on camera too? Oh, this is a cool call-in show. I gotta get me one of these. I gotta do one of these where people have to show their face. That's what Shoebell Morgan, that's what I put in the chat. If you want to come on, you're gonna show your face and say what you believe in. I don't hold back when I call in. Amen, sister. Tell him, Rob. I will. And come here every single day and I'll keep telling him. I don't give a shit. Show your funny ass faces. Show your face. Tell me, this is my call-in. Tell me what you are sensitive about. And I just want MAGA to call in and be like, one time I heard about this guy, Kurt Cobain. He went on stage in a dress, pink hair and all. What is that? That's not American. That's all I want. I want to do a call-in segment where MAGA can just tell us what scares them the most. They're like, I don't know, there was some guy who now is a girl. His name's Caitlyn Jenner, and fuck, man, it's fucked up my day. That's all I want to hear. I just want to hear the most fucking petty complaints ever. They're like, real men should look like the Marlboro Man. They should have cowboy hats on. They should take a horse to work and wear 501 Levi's and boots. And that's it. But the boots can't be too high or too exotic looking. That's all I want. I just want to do a call in where it's like, MAGA, just get it off your chest. Tell us your insecurities and tell us what you really wish you could fucking do if, you weren't judged by the others so hard. Because that's all they're saying. They're just telling you their shadow, their id, their whatever fucking Carl Jung said. I don't even have to study that shit. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's some deeply fucking repressed fucking emotions right there. When you're like, oh, there's a war going on, healthcare stripped from people, taxpayers are being robbed left and right, insider trading, betting on the war, gas prices out of control, greedflation happening, and there's people like, men shouldn't be wearing dresses. It's like, I think you're, I think InfoWars might have been off the air, but you could probably find Alex Jones somewhere. I'm pretty sure he's still mad about those gay frogs, and that's probably your target fucking. He's probably, targeting your audience. Because if you can hear everything that's going on and be like, this guy wore a dress. He might have been Scottish. He was playing this big penis looking shaped sack of, I don't know what kind of music. Somebody calls it the bag of pipes, but that was offensive to my eye sockets. Like, tell us you're such a bitch made baby because a guy wears a dress. God damn it. If I had the money, I'd go out and do a dress and I would just do this whole show from a fucking dress just to offend MAGA and prove that you're going to be okay. If somebody wears clothing you don't like, you guys wear these stupid red hats like the traitorous redcoats you are, and you don't see me being like, man, I'm so offended they wore a Trump is right shirt. No, I think you're a fucking dingle that you spent money on a fucking hat made in some foreign country that supports America first. I'm like, it's identifying the stupids to me, And you got to treat them with kid gloves because if they, God forbid, see a guy in a dress, their fucking sensitivities go wild like they had autism. These motherfuckers are real people in your communities, and this is what they're focused on. It's fucking beyond me, I'll tell you that much. I just don't understand it. I would love a dress. What's wrong with the dress? This is what I mean, Danny. You're probably wearing one right now and just mad at everybody because you can't walk outside in it. You're not confident enough. I'd wear that fucking dress like a killer. All right? That's what I'd do. That's what I would do, Danny. What's up, Sid? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Oh, I forgot. We were listening to Shoebill Morgan. I got distracted. But this is why Danny comes in every day. He's probably on fucking SSI, Social Security income. He's getting stripped. He's trying not to complain about starving to death because Donald Trump took all his fucking money and he's using it to fund his kids' fucking drone companies. So he's got to come in here and pretend like dresses are the most punishing issue in his life right now. It's fucking hilarious. But don't mute him. Don't mute him. Don't mute him because he needs a sense of community. And once he understands that, Danny, you wear that dress and you wear it like the queen you are, and you go out in the public and nobody's going to judge you. And if you do, tell them, fuck you, land of the free. What is their response to that? Tell me what your response is. You wear a dress out, Danny, and you wear it like the queen you are. And when somebody gives you a hard time, you go, fuck you, land of the free. What are they going to do? They got to be anti American after that. They got to be. They got to be. Those are the rules.
Now to defend your hobby, but maybe you should look at it a little bit more critically in the future. I did want to say it was nice to come visit you. While I visit.
Okay, I don't want to hear you. Nice to come visit you. They did. Oh, we got rid of the other guy.
So it doesn't matter. It's just if they're anti.
Nurse Rod, did he read a poem? If not, that guy's never allowed to call in again. Okay. I think that's it. Danny only wears dresses in private, and that's the whole problem, If these Republicans would just live their life to the fullest, Well, not all of them, because a lot of them are into trafficking kids and shit. And that's not me. That's just the charges. That's just the charges they were charged with. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like listen, I wish I could say I made that up, but no, this guy's going to federal prison. He'll probably get a cell right next to Ghislaine Baxwell, whatever her queef name is. That's just what it is, man. This MAGA, he busted at a trafficking sting. I mean, I just, I don't want them to live their best life, not these ones, but the ones that are not abusing kids. That's all. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But listen, I can only send Danny so much federal aid to help him be educated on what land of free means. Free means like if you want to wear a dress out in public, go for it, girl. You go, girl. I've been promising myself I was going to say that more, and I haven't been, so I'm a little disappointed. Dresses keep your swimmers cool. Exactly. Exactly. You know? For the record, I am a USA vet. Come out a dress on me. Well said. Well said, Danny. You got your point across. Did you get brain damage while serving, buddy? The thing is, Danny, is like I know you usually people utilize I'm a vet as mean as language to say you can't challenge me because I'm a vet. And here's the thing, I don't subscribe to your reality, you know. I just don't. I think dumb people say dumb shit and I address that. You know what I mean? It's the same reason why I say Donald Trump, go fuck yourself. Because I don't respect the position he's in, and I don't respect the actions he's done. And as soon as you fucking get along with that, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So I don't care, vet or not. If you start saying men wearing dresses are the problem, you should look a little deeper. You know what I mean? And that's only good for you. That's what I call tough love, Danny, because you've done that around too many people where they've gone, "Oh, he's a vet. We must show him respect." You're right, sir. It's been an honor serving with you, and no men should wear a dress ever. And that's what you're used to. You're used to people fucking, bending the knee to you because you pull out that after you got no other argument. You're like, no, 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 I'm a vet. You got to respect that. And I say, fuck you, man. I respect what you're doing to other people. And if you're shitting on people because they want to express themselves wearing a dress, I would say you're a vapid little fucking taint and you really don't deserve the respect. But you have an opportunity. America loves a redemption story, Danny. So just change your fucking beliefs, you know? It's been an honor serving with you. Everybody who served in the drug war, it's been an honor. We won that one. It was hard fought. Um, but we won that one. All right, guys. I think that's it for me today. Join me tomorrow where I crush everybody else's dreams. Oh shit, wait, is Smoking Blondie still here? Oh, I just closed it out. God damn me. God damn me. Hold on. This got to be the new one. New music, Smoking Blondie. I don't think she's here anymore, but God doesn't say it's a sin, Danny. Go read your Bible. He doesn't talk about wearing dresses, you fucking dummy. God damn, man. Again, Danny, do you think they had pants in fucking zero? In the year zero, you think they were all wearing Levi's? Get the fuck out of here. This is what I mean. Like, I can't argue with stupid. You're just gonna try to out stupid me, Danny. Tell Smoking Blondie I'm playing her music. And thank you for the super chat, Smoking Blondie. Maybe she went over to. I'm not gonna check Shoe Bell Morgan's, but this is her new song. Welcome to the class war. Captain Blackbird. My point exactly. Danny's like, Jesus. He sailed here with the Pilgrims, landed at Fraggle Rock. He threw off his white tank top, his wife beater, and just but he loosened the top button on his button down 501 Levi jeans and built America with his bare hands. Be a good neighbor, everyone. Your neighbor Rob. I would even challenge Danny's sensitivities to say it takes more of a man to wear a dress out than it does for a man to just conform. I would say the realest men. In fact, a dude I knew that would wear kilts to work. It's technically a dress. He was a hockey enforcer. Rest in peace, brother. And he didn't give a fuck. And that's how you could tell who's a real man. Not the guy who's trying to assimilate and look like everybody else, but the guy who says, I don't give a fuck what you think. I'm wearing what I like. Think about that. That's gonna haunt you later. That's gonna haunt you. Just like Charlie Kirk's ghost. Oh, here's Smoking Blondie. I brought you up. Free Palestine.
While there's light is there, with your all so blessed,
Danny did give us a good laugh. He showed us that even if you've served in the military, you can still be scared of men wearing dresses, which doesn't bode good for the military, man. Danny, you don't want Iran to find out that all they got to do is send men to the front lines in dresses and you guys will run and hide. Well, what do I know? This is Smoking Blondie, link in the description. Release the files. What's up, Zuzu? Good to see you. The Bible doesn't say you can't wear a dress. Yeah, because everybody back in the biblical times was wearing dresses. They just had a different word for it. They called it robes, but they were all nobody. You had to be filthy rich to have any kind of pants. And I don't know if you didn't know this, but Jesus didn't have any money. It's amazing what America has done to people's brains. I swear, it's. Uh, I've been here the whole time. Amen, Smoking. Thank you for the super chat today. Here's her new music. Link in the description. Shy Pixie, amazing point. You'd get a rash from the heat. You would. You can't wear it. That's why. I mean, it's beyond them to have common sense. No, Snow said the people that the Christians. Oh shit, that was the end of the song. My apologies. Check out all of Smoking Blondie's music here on YouTube. Link in the description. Don't forget to shave your legs. Nah, Jacqueline, now you're pushing it. You're asking me to do stuff. I don't think so. I shave like once a fucking year at this point. I was replying to a person. No, I know, but I just want to address the American Christianism is more of a cult than anything. And they don't, you know. Jesus at the time didn't the people that were dragged to him as sinners, like the adulterous woman, and everybody was holding stones and ready to chuck him at her. And he was like, okay, who here isn't with sin? Go ahead, throw a stone. And all you heard was stones dropping to the ground. What they don't realize is that that's how Jesus treated people. You know, he's like, man, I'm here to love. And the people he fucking hated were the capitalists. So the people that were oppressing and using their positions of power, just go read Woe to the Hypocrites. That's who he despised, he disdained. And he had love for the people who were considered sinners at the time. You know what I mean? I'm blocked. What do you mean I'm blocked? Smoking. What does that mean? Thank you for the other super chat. You're blocked? Christians are not supposed to hate. Christianity is very, very full of hateful people. It is. Good to see you, Jess. I know you were here earlier, but I haven't seen you in the chat in a minute, so we see you, Blondie, the whole time. Yes, Blondie, I can see you. We should do a poetry hour. Just in spite of that guy who said, I do poems and then didn't read one, didn't rattle one off, you know? I'd have been like, prove it in a good way, because who doesn't want to hear some poetry? There's nothing better than fucking, and take better as like loose definition, but just amateur poetry. It's some of the greatest shit ever. You ever read like your kid's poetry that comes home? Ah, goddamn. Amazing. Poetry is, it's a lost art. Are there people even making poems anymore? Sometimes I just don't get it, and I just think that's the greatness of it. You hear follow God's law. You don't even know what God's law is. To love God and your neighbor. That's all we're doing, man. All right. Oh, major lag. Ooh, I should start a YouTube show that's called Major Lag. In No, not a lost art. You have to look for poetry. Yeah, you do, but who has time? Who has time? You know? Who has time to look for poetry nowadays? It doesn't just slap you in the face like it used to, you know? Back in the 90s, people were doing fucking poetry, beatnik poetry at coffee shops where they had couches and it wasn't corporate overrun, looking like a fucking industrial nightclub in the fucking place. You know, it was a different time, man. Nostalgic for times that don't exist anymore. And it's not coming back. I mean, when you're working 3 jobs just to afford 1 gallon of gas, you ain't thinking about poetry unless you're writing a haiku about how much you hate this fucking regime. I write. All right, prove it. Send us some poetry, little D. Amazing. Amazing. I love people that write poetry. Amanda Seals. Oh, yeah, she's really good, actually. Yeah, but that was like a decade ago. I don't think she's poetry slams. Yeah, we had poetry slams. We had deaf poetry slams. We had all the slams. I have poetry on my channel. Oh, well, now I have something to do. Gotta go look it up. I like flitting. It's the old-fashioned dissing in form of poetry. Oh, Jesus. I just learned something new. Flitting. Stylized poetic battle of insults and wits. Popular in Viking Age Scandinavia. My Christ, this might be my favorite new thing ever that I don't know anything about. And early modern Scotland, 5th to 16th centuries. Flitting. So this was deaf poetry jam just in the 5th century. Amazing. Who gave me that? Who gifted me with that brilliance? Hold on. Captain Blackbird. My Christ. The more you know. That's amazing. That is so amazing that you just gifted me the gift of flitting. And now I'll have to pray there are some YouTubers doing flit battles on YouTube. Because, my God, do I want to see 2 Vikings dressed up in full battle armor go at each other, drop their weapons, and start deaf poetry slamming at each other. That sounds amazing. Thank you, Captain Blackbird. That was a gift. That will keep on giving. That is the true gift. It's mind thoughts. Those are the real gifts, folks. Okay, guys. Now that I've been gifted with the gift of flitting, and we heard some Smoking Blondie's new music, the pen is mightier than the sword, as they say, as they do say. That's true. You don't want to know why? Because swords will fucking rot in the ground, but that writing is going to carry on forever. Danny, go read the prophets. They expose Levitical laws, fraud, and go read your red letters. Yeah, read the red, Danny. That's all. Christina Talks does flitting? Oh, are you serious? Okay, thank you. See, I like getting informed. Had no idea. Flitting, if you don't know, is Scandinavian, Viking Age, and modern early Scotland stylized poetic battle of insults and wits. I might have to learn how to do this. That's what I'll do on my lunch breaks. Spend my time figuring out how to flit. If that's even how you pronounce it. I don't know, but I'm all into this. Vikings originated braids and dreads. Cool. Hell yeah, another day crying about Trump while begging for money. Are you describing how your life is going? You ain't so bad, Larry. You just misguided. You believed in a grifter. You thought a grifter cared for you. Like all those fat, overweight Alabama strippers. Oh, sorry, they're farmers. They just hoard themselves out to Donald Trump. It's easy, just rhyming in 1 or 2 sentences. The other needs to be able to respond in a smart way. Kind of like a ancient battle rap. I like it. I like it. Okay, guys. That's it for me. I'm on the front lines down here. It's 80% red where I'm at. Oh, God bless you. It's only 80% red though, Josh, because they gerrymandered it to be that way. There's some revolutionary optimism for you. Okay, guys, that's it for me. Go check out Smoking Blondie's new music, link in the description. My vote doesn't count for shit. Yeah, I hate that, man. This whole fucking system needs to be thrown away. Put it in the trash compactor and poop it out somewhere else. I still try. Well, the most part is educating the people. That's why I'm here every single weekday. That's why MAGA hates me. That's why they try to distract from the catastrophe that is America right now, and they try to make you focus on something else. That's the whole thing. Ben Shapiro and all those right-wing grifters, Patty Bet Davidstone, Steven Crowder, and Tim Pool all try to do. You know, they're trying to like, hey man, Dr. Seuss books, are those really good for your health? And it's like, I don't know. How about not having healthcare is good, not good for my health? So that's why I'm here, and that's why when they tell me to shut up and they try to insult me, they just don't want you to understand that this whole system is garbage. There's a better way forward, and us coming together is the most fucking dangerous thing for these 924 billionaires. Is that how many more there were? Don't forget, I did teach you something. I did teach you something. There's only 924 of them in the US. That's not a lot, folks. That's not a lot. Wealth tax them into oblivion. And if you think just working harder, I don't know if you plan to be around for 11,943 years, but that's how long you'd have to work to make $1 billion. That makes sense. You know, with the healthcare in America, I'm sure you'll make it 11,000 more years. Okay. Okay. Oh, they don't like when you try to educate the people. It is rich versus everybody else. It's not left or right. It's the bottoms coming for the top, and we are going to be power bottoms together. Amen. Amen. All right. Thank you guys. Much love. Zuzu, good to see you. Thanks for the sermon today. Yep, you're welcome. Thank you for attending church. This was a church of radical communion. Please do not interrupt, or Donald Trump will throw you in prison like he did Don Lemon. I worked for 40 years until my permanent disabilities, it never trickled down. That's what I mean, little D. Once you've lived in this long enough, you know. You know, that's why I call these other people bad faith actors. They know. They know that shit ain't getting better. They know there's no hope on the horizon in this system. They know. And we do too. We've been around long enough, you know? And that's our job, to imbue the youth and the others, whoever it may be, who's been blind or privileged enough to not have to experience what it's like, to know that there's a cure. There's a doctor behind there, but if you just don't have enough money, you can't see them. Sardion says, go see Skyjack Mormon and demand more poems. And little D, I expect a poem in the comments. Please, please gift us with some poetry. The world needs it right now. We are going to change it. That's right, Talia. 110%. You can't stop this momentum. You cannot stop this momentum. People are waking up. That's the one thing you can wake up and be grateful every day, that this Trump regime exposed themselves for the pedo fraudulent grifters they are. Because you can't undo this. You can't unsee this. And like I tell everybody all the time, you can't unhear what I said. So if somebody comes in and be like, real men don't wear dresses, I'd say the opposite. A real man is wearing a dress everywhere, not giving a fuck what you think. You know what I mean? Just on the definition of what a real man is. He's not fragilely fucking conformed to assimilating into a society that says it's okay to wear this, and if not, then oh my god. You know, I'd say the toughest motherfuckers out there are doing whatever they like, and not worrying about what the sheep fucking say. Okay? Amazing. Okay, I'll brainstorm. Amazing. Give us some gems. And even if they're not, you know, just fucking rough it out. We don't give a fuck. Just create. That's what I'm about. Just create.